Hey, this is Nola Ada, and you are now rocking with Il McKenzie, right here.
Yo, what up, world? It's your man 504 Detroit. You already know every Tuesday, every Thursday, I'm tuned in to the hottest radio station across the land, Quarantine Radio. They put it down and they play all the hottest new music. Let's get it.
It's your boy Gabe, and I want to give a big shout out to Quarantine Radio. Make sure you check them out every Tuesday and every Thursday. And thank you for supporting my new single, Down Low.
I want to hear that new soul-free wisdom on Quarantine Radio.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the Kid Swift, a baby, Young Swift. One time for the check-in with my dog, my homie, Il McKenzie. Straight out of ATL, Georgia. And you know how we rocking out here, baby. Let's get it.
Being humble get no respect.
Yes, it's your boy iDub once again with another edition of Quarantine Radio. Just to go over a couple things, anybody that's watching us on Facebook Live, the music I believe sounds like, because I'm not 100% sure how the music is coming through the actual Facebook Live, but you can hear the music clearly on quarantineenterprise.com for when we do our music break and everything. So that's just a disclaimer out there. Other things that's going on, there's not too much going on with Quarantine Enterprise right now. The other thing that I want to talk about is that we are actually, I know people have been seeing me actually filming the Lady Rangers with the women's flag football league. We are trying to start a women's flag football team for the spring season. Brian over here, he's one of the hosts. I mean, not one of the hosts, but one of the coaches. Also James, who be calling in sometime. And we have another coach called Troy. So if you're interested in any ladies actually interested in playing flag football, hit me at info@quarantineenterprise.com. We can talk more about where we're coming along as far as building a team, what's the requirements and stuff like that. Well, there's really no requirement if you've never played or anything, or just trying to get fit and stuff like that. It's a fun way to get fit and everything. We had a exciting weekend of NFL football. Most likely we want to talk about that during our second half and everything, our picks and everything. I actually got to double check to see where I am. Last time I actually saw... last time I actually looked, I was not doing good in the rankings. You
down at the bottom of the list. I ain't gonna lie, you down at the bottom, but I ain't too far from you.
You didn't have to put me out there like that. But we'll talk about that a little later too. A couple of my picks and that Browns, man. I was really upset with the Browns because they came so close to winning and they tied.
Man,
they tied. And that was my upset pick. And I was like, yes, my upset pick. And then they tied. I was like, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. We have a special guest. Actually, I was just talking about fitness. So I'm going to have her introduce herself after the music break and everything. And we'll just go from there. First track that I'm about to play is actually Suzanne Christine. It's actually her birthday today. If you don't know her, she's actually an independent artist out of Philadelphia. Very, very talented singer. I got to get her back on the show. We interviewed her, I think 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago we interviewed her. I got to get her back because she's been doing a whole lot of stuff. So I want to try to get her back on the show. But I'm going to play back-to-back songs from Suzanne Christine. First track is 21. Second track is Potential. Then we'll come in and do the interview. All right?
My imagination's been running wild. Can't seem to turn the noise down from the crowd. Keep wondering how things will be when you come around and sweep me off my feet. Say, baby, you what I want and all I want is you. You got that kind of love that make me wanna improve. What I'm gonna do, baby, I choose you. Baby, I choose you. You're the lucky one. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. No fake IDs, no perpetrating. I know it's real, cause now they hating. Yeah, I'm feeling so lucky. Yeah, I know it's a gamble. Ain't nothing we can't handle. Cause you got what I want and all I want is you. You got that kind of love to make me wanna improve. What am I gonna do? Baby, I choose you. Baby, I choose you. My lucky one. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. Waiting on you. Baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting, waiting, baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting on you, baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting, waiting, baby, I'm waiting on you. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. Just hit that 21. Our years have just begun. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. 21. Like you're the one. 21. Like you're the one. This is J Knox. Picturing you with me, and heaven only knows where your heart should be, baby, to make our lives complete. And I'm wishing that you could see, oh baby, it would end so happily if you just put your trust in me. You are the one who has the key to my heart. No other one before comes close to you. I can feel it. We got
We're back. As I stated, that was Suzanne Kirstein. First track was 21. Second track was Potential. Probably should get some of her because she got some new material out. You can actually find her on Tidal because I actually listened to her whole collection on Tidal. I don't know why I keep promoting Tidal like we're on Tidal and everything, but that's what I have and everything. So I basically listen to everything on Tidal. But we're on actually Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you want to find us, I am trying to work on getting us on Tidal. I would love to get that Tidal money. But
let's do it.
Oh, we actually got our other host on the line. She just called in. Joy, what's good?
Yep. Hey, what's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Joy,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
Yeah,
I have a request.
Go ahead.
I have a request. I need you to burn that shirt.
Okay, so we're gonna go into I guess tonight we'll probably talk about that later on. We all know that Joy is a Saints fan. We'll probably talk about that in the second half and everything. But I guess tonight I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we will go into about her business and everything. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm doing great.
All right. Why don't you give like a little introduction of who you are and your business and everything?
Okay. My name is Vianka Cotton, aka the Fit Savvy Coach, and I'm young, you know what I mean, and I have a passion for coaching people with health and fitness and wellness. Basically, the Fit Savvy Coach is my brand. I have a website, and an Instagram just for Fit Savvy, and what I do is I just try to get people to learn how to listen to their bodies and find a diet and a lifestyle that fits them. And I'm like your encourager, your motivator, and I also have accredited as a group fitness instructor with NITA. So I'm nationally certified for group fitness. So I also have I do fitness classes, which is called, I have named it Fit Vibe, and most of the times I do workout videos that are group, like group fitness people. I guess you would think of Billy Blanks or the guy from Insanity. So I do group fitness classes as well. But more so, everyone knows me by Fit Savvy. That's what I go by. And Fit Vibe is just my exercise class.
Okay. So what actually got you interested in actually doing fitness instruction and everything? Like what made you feel like this was actually your calling or anything? Or did this just fall on your lap?
Yeah, it kind of fell on my lap. I've always been an athlete, and we all have hoop dreams. I was really close to them, but I have a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So I was in a situation where I wasn't going to go to this pro team. I started coaching basketball under this guy named Richard Young, and he was like, hey, do you want to be part of the training? So we used to train kids for basketball. He was like, hey, I think you'll be really good at training adults and doing classes, and I was like, okay, I'll try that. So I didn't have a certification then, but I was training like people here and there, like in a group fitness setting. And then he was like, hey, you should do videos, and I was like, okay. So I started putting up videos on Facebook, just mine. It was an accident. And then after that, I was like, hey, I like doing this, and people were commenting. I was like, oh, this is nice. And so then, I started really doing fitness classes at Willow Springs, North Carolina, at a church. And I was like, I kind of like doing this. Felt good, you know what I mean? And then this girl that worked with me, she was like, you need to do videos every single day and call them health tips. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then next thing I know, she's like, you need to do a fitness page on Facebook. And I was like, okay. So she helped me get set up with that. And then it just started rolling. And then, someone's like, you need to have an IG account just for your fitness stuff. And I was like, okay. And then the last thing was someone's like, need a website. And I was like, really? I was like, okay, I'll get a website. So it's just been like this thing where it was like, it's just one domino made everything fall. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So since that, things have just been rolling. You know what I mean? The people that I meet, people at my job, everyone's just been falling in place kind of,
Okay. So I actually saw that the name of the company or I'm saying it's Fit Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what made you come up with that name and actually Fit Savvy? Like, how did you come up with those names?
That's a funny story. At first, I wanted to do Royal Fitness, like Take Back Your Crown for like. For like, it was like for black people, I was like, yeah, Glory Days, take back your crown. I was gonna have the kings and crowns, and my mentor was like, that's a little bit too much. And I was like, you're right. He's like, you need to find something else. I was like, well, I wanted to be Take Back Your Crown Fitness, and they were like, nah. And then I was like, I don't know. It was about my body, so I thought about glory, and I was like, oh, Body Glory Fitness. So that's what I started as, and it was fun because I was like, oh, and I started Body Glory Fitness, Body Glory Fitness. Then I was at my job, and someone's like, you do fitness classes? I was like, yeah. I was like, it's Body Glory Fitness. Like, do you know what Body Glory means? I was like, no, I don't. They're like, go to Google, but not on the company website, on the company browser. I was like, are you serious? So I go on my phone, and I typed in Body Glory, and I was like, oh, no, this is not what I'm trying to do. It was like literally soft porn, and soft porn photos of butts, boobs, like in like lingerie, like thick women, very curvaceous. And I was like, oh, that is not what I'm trying to do. And they're like, why would you think that? I was like, I thought Body Glory. And so then I was, this is funny. So then for like 2 weeks at my job, I was trying to come up with names, and my coworkers were trying to help me. My boss was trying to help me. I was even putting it on Facebook story, what should my name be? And everyone's like, I don't know. And I was like, I wanted to be Vibe. Like, I want to have a good vibe about this. But I couldn't do Vibe. Vibe's already a magazine. Yeah. So I was just thinking, I don't know what to do. And then one day, and I was living with this woman, and she was like, what about Vibe Fits? Vibe Fits. And I was like, nah, that's not going to work. And I just didn't know how to have a name until this guy at my job said, what about Fit Vibe? And I was like, nah, that sounds retarded. You know what I mean? But the more I kept hearing it, and he just kept drawing out for me logos, the more I was like, you're right. And so what happened with the Fit Savvy coaches, I tried to do Vit Vibe. I tried to get the domain, but it was already taken by someone in Berlin, in Germany. You know what I mean? So I was like, dang, I can't do that. So there was Fit Vibe USA, all these websites, and I was like, oh, I got to start all over. And the lady I was living with was like, no, you don't have to start over. That could be your class. What is your brand? Yeah. And I was like, So we stayed up till like 4 a.m. trying to get names. And we kept checking them in the domain to see if it worked. And then finally she was like, what about the coach? The coach. I was like, I'm a basketball coach. I can't just call the coach. She was like, the fit coach. I was like, no, that sounds retarded. She's like, well, you're smart. And I was like, yeah. So we went back and forth, and I was so tired. And then she was like, the Fit Savvy coach. I was like, that sounds cool. I wanted something more hard-hitting. She's like, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. She kept writing it down for me. And I was like, oh, you know what? I am fit. I'm savvy. I'm a coach. So it'll work. So that's why I started go by the Fit Savvy coach, and that's what my website's for. So it's kind of like, who am I? I'm a trainer, the Fit Savvy coach. What I do, group fitness class, that's Fit Vibe. Yeah. So it's like a section. So that's how it came about. That's a true story too.
Okay, basically like an umbrella and everything. Like an umbrella, and then it drips on down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Brian, you have
so once you figured out, your name and your name for your class, what was the next step that you took in order to move on in your process?
Right. Well, the next step I took was I was like, okay, I got to do videos better, because health tips was fine, but thinking about a health tip every single day was getting ridiculous. Like, I was like, so I had to figure out, how am I going to categorize this? What am I going to talk about? What's going to be my net focus? And then also my next step was to write articles for my fitness thing. And so that was the next step I had to replan. Because like I said, I didn't plan any of this to happen. I didn't sit down and write a business model. I didn't find a target market. I was just like, it was basically like, I don't want to bring God into this. But it was basically, I was like, whatever God puts in my head as an idea, I'll do it. Yeah. So that's everything. Every time I have an idea, I do it. Or I write it down. That's all. And if I don't have the resources right now, I just don't have the resources. Most of the stuff I do on my phone, all the apps I do with all my little stuff is on Canva, Adobe Spark, all free stuff. So it's kind of like I won't do the real stuff till I start getting paid. And if I don't get paid, it's just a hobby. So everything just was I literally was like, yo, if I have an idea, God, if I have an idea, I'm going to do it. So every time I have an idea, do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Honest, that's true too. Yeah.
So you mentioned something that you do this, but you're not getting paid to do it. Has that the fact that you're not getting paid, has that kind of deterred you in any way to continue on?
It only deterred me with working with people. So if someone wanted me to work with them and I set a price, I mean, I there's been a couple of times someone's like, "Can you help me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "For 45-minute sessions, $15." They're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, just hit me up." And then they'll be like, that's the only time, like, when someone reaches out to me, they want me to help them or start something with fitness, and I give them a price, and they go away. That's when I was like, okay, I'll just wait to do my group fitness classes because people are tripping. I'll just wait till I get a job working for a gym, or if I own my own studio, because meeting up with people at parks and stuff, it gets kind of annoying because it's like I can't give everything for free because I already give my videos, my articles, all my knowledge, my group online that I have, Fit Vibe Food Challenges, is always for free. But if you want to work with me, I have to have some price. You know what I mean? I mean, $15 for 45 minutes compared to other personal trainer in the gym, that's a good deal.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that deters me.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because that $15 is a really good price compared to what I see other people do with their classes and stuff like that. But most of the time, like when a person really starting out, like most people they want everything for free and everything instead of like supporting somebody with it. Because like it's your living, you're putting your time and energy into it and everything. That's what some people forget and everything. Right.
That's definitely true. I've noticed that they'll do it if you have a name or a brand. If you're well, then they'll fork over the money. Yeah. But if you don't, it's a grind too. You got to prove to your audience that you're serious. Yeah. And then once you prove that you're serious, and once you prove that you're doing this, and you got some kind of clout, then they'll be like, "Oh, I'll pay." But until you don't have that, you have to hustle. Like rap, you got to hustle until you got a fan base.
So how has your hustle been?
My hustle's been pretty good. Everyone knows I'm a hard worker. It took about 3-4 months for people to realize I was serious. Because at first, your friends are like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you?" Like, I was doing a hip video and someone was like, "Girl, what you trying to do?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to exercise my hips." She's like, "Yeah, okay." But now people are like, "Oh, I see what you're doing." People will send me nice stuff on Facebook Messenger, on text message. Like, you're really inspiring me. Keep going. I think that's the biggest deal because, I know you're my Facebook friend. Sometimes I might say some crazy stuff, and people might not agree with me. But then behind closed doors and messengers, but keep doing what you're doing, man. I support you. Like, I have people calling me that have their own businesses in Apex. They'll say, "Hey, I really like what you're doing. I did it too. Don't worry about it." You know what I mean? So when I have those constant reassurance from other people watching me, because everyone watches you, then you'll be like, "Oh." So it's like that hustle. It's like that's my reward when I'm inspiring people, and they say that I'm instantly rewarded. Or if I write a long article and someone liking it's like, "Yeah, you're right." Some guy with like 500,000 followers will say, "Hey, I like this." Then you're like, I am doing something. Yeah. Or if someone like, I've had some people that were like way bigger than me, like say, "Can I use your stuff?" You know what I mean? "Can I use this? Can I use that?" Mm-hmm. And that's flattering. I mean, like, you're bigger than me and you want help or you want to use something.
That's when you need to be charging them.
Yeah,
hey,
you're right.
Come on now.
Give me $20 for that article that you got inspired by.
Exactly. But, inspiring is nice, but money, along with that inspiration, I mean, inspire me to help me build my brand.
Right. That's what I need to start doing.
I had a friend, like, she was doing a dread journey. Like, she was doing her journey with her dreads and everything, and then she would get like popular vlog people that actually do the journey with their dreads, and they would shout her out on their videos. And then like I was like, "Did you know that your views went up and everything?" And then she said it might have been because so and so had shouted me out and everything. Cause like that kind of ties in it as well. Cause like as soon as like a popular person says something, people want to say, "I wonder who this is that they're talking about," and then go to there, and I might actually help you as well, right? And stuff like that. So it's a give and take thing. And then like what you were saying is like when you're interacting with people online and stuff like that, and they see how basically like kind of like I want to say how Cardi B is. Because like, they saw how real she is, and that's what most people like gravitate to her because she was just so personal and stuff like that. And that's one thing that helps a lot of people, like when they're on social media, is like people gravitate to those people that are just themselves.
Yeah.
And then, especially like if they start seeing you grinding, then they want to start supporting and everything. Cause like that's how kind of like with me, like even though like I kind of like did the photography on the side, people would like see me taking pictures and stuff like that, and they hit me up to take pictures and stuff like that. And then like even though like it's crazy, cause like I kind of like said that I was gonna retire from DJing. As soon as I did that, people started recommending me to other people to actually DJ, and I was like, I was like, I appreciate you recommending me, but I'm not doing that right now and stuff like that.
Right.
So like it's kind of like it's like a domino effect sometimes. Like when you start getting people.
Can I spill some tea real quick? I don't want to be petty, but this is something that really grinds my gear. This is something that gets on my everlasting nerves. I don't have that big of a platform, right? But people see me grinding. So what happens is I get to this point where people send me messages. Can you help me do this? Can you shout me out? Can you share this for me? Can I get? Can you fund this? Can you be on this? Can you be on this? And it happens every day. Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, I don't ask you to do my stuff. I don't send people messages to help to support me. You know, music is different. That's a little, they can send me, I don't care. But when I have other people saying, can you post this on your page? You have a bigger platform than me. Can you shout me out on this? Can you follow me on this? Can you, like, fundraising? I'm doing this food thing. Can you give money? Like, I have people, coaches will be like, can you donate? You know, just create this random stuff in my inbox. I'm like, but wait, time out. You don't do the same for me. Yeah. You know, and it's just bogus. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't even have a big platform, and people are asking me to do this stuff for them. Like, put it on my fitness page, do this, do that. And I'm just like, okay, wait.
Well, that's what some people, like, they charge for that.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Like the people with bigger platform, like, you'll see them say, I advertise your thing for 24 hours for $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to do that stuff for them, just charge them.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like I said, you got inspiration is nice, but on the other hand of that, I mean, you need some funds.
I tell people, don't be afraid to do that. Like if somebody's asking for your help and everything, and they feel like you have a good following, charge them.
What? That's crazy.
Now we're not trying to tell you be money hungry now. Like don't go right here and say, look,
$100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $100 for 24 hours. Like you know.
The event that I did, the concert and everything. I reached out to the girl to be the host and everything, and I asked her like what her price is and stuff like that, and like she gave me a price. And I was asking her to do it and stuff like that, and like she had a good following, so like I didn't mind paying it and stuff like that.
Wow, that makes me think. It's like know your worth, because I've been thinking like, well, I want to be approachable. I don't want them to block me, because I have some people that have blocked me. They'll ask me a question. Like some people ask me questions all throughout the night, so I put my phone on do not disturb. So I had someone the other day ask me some question about fitness, but I didn't respond fast. It was like 4 a.m. Like I can't, I'm asleep. I gotta work. Yeah. And when I didn't answer, they just blocked me, and I was like, okay.
I mean, like if they're not going to be supportive, they're not supportive. So I wouldn't sweat that and everything. But to get back on topic and everything, like with it, because I just one thing that I wanted to ask you and everything about, you were talking about diets and healthy living and actually listening to your body and everything. Like I actually saw this thing on TV where this guy was talking about they do diet by your blood types and everything. Like they draw your blood and like. So what do you actually like? There was another thing. I think it was Fat Joe. Yeah, it was Fat Joe. Like he went through different diets and stuff like that to actually where he actually started losing weight. And like there's certain diets that actually work for certain people for certain things. Like so, what do you think that people should go through to actually find that specific diet that will actually work for them?
That's a very good question. I've heard about the blood type diet. I think that's very fabulous because I've learned, even though race is a social construct, we all come from different places of the world. In different places of the world, they eat different food surrounding their environment, so they're used to it. Like, like if you would go to an Asian country, they're eating a lot of rice, a lot of soy, stuff like that. But when you come over to America, the whole thing, soy is bad for you. Don't eat too much rice, it's going to make you fat. But you're like, well, this guy over here, he eats rice every day. You know what I'm saying? He was like predispositioned to eat that over thousands of years of, evolution. Now, as far as to find the right diet for you, I feel like everyone's bodies is different. We all know this. Everyone can consume different things. Like, I know for me personally, there's some foods that I can't consume because I have food insensitivities. It makes me nauseous, makes me feel lethargic, stuff like that. So what I do to find the best diet for me, I've been finding the best lifestyle for me. Like, a lot of people are like diet, lifestyle, but your diet is your lifestyle. What's your typical diet? Not what diet are you on, what's your typical diet? You know what I mean? And the way I choose food is how food makes me feel. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to write everything down. You just got to be mindful, use a mindful technique to know how food makes you feel. Like, for me, I noticed that sugar was deteriorating my body. So I stopped eating sugar, gluten, yeast for 4 months, and I stopped eating the gluten and sugar. Then I cut out dairy because it's a form of sugar, and then I cut out soy to see how I feel and see if I could do it. Because some of these diets out here are very restrictive. Like, you got to prep all day. You know what I'm saying? You can't have this. Like, if you ever go on a no sugar diet, you can't eat anything packaged because everything has sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find a diet that's going to fit your lifestyle, what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys do. If you work all day, if you, if you go to sleep at certain times, you got to find a diet that's going to help you and with your lifestyle, what you do and how you communicate and where you go to eat at. That's why I tell that. Another thing is you got to find, what do you like? What type of food do you like? Like, what type of food do you like?
I like pork.
Okay. What kind of pork do you like?
Like, as far as like
ribs, I don't know.
Pork chops.
You like pork chops, okay? Yeah. So there's a lot of debate about is pork good for you or not. Bottom line is, in some cases, pork can be good for you. Now, if you take away the ethical, the religious, you take away vegan, all the political stuff, environmental stuff, pork can be healthy for you. Now you got to figure out, how can I make pork chops the healthiest way possible if you want to keep it in your diet. If you don't want to keep it in your diet, you find substitutes. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to keep it in your diet, you got to find out, okay, pork chops, how to make it healthy. It has to be lean, not a lot of fat trimming. I know that sounds sucky, but then you have to find out what goes good with the meat. Like, for me, when my mom used to make pork, because I haven't eaten pork, I can't remember when, but you have to find flavors that work with pork. Like, vinegars work very good with pork, brines, apples, pears, figs, because you use that fruit, that acidity of the fruit, to cut that fat in that pork, or to cut that, because I remember what a pork chop tastes like. You see what I'm saying? So you have to find stuff that you like and substitute for things that are healthier. You can make any dish more healthier than what it is and still taste fabulous. Like, I swear to God. Like, I haven't eaten pork probably since I was 17, but I did like pepperoni. So one day, I was going to this church, and they were having a food thing, and they wanted smothered pork chops. I haven't cooked pork chops in like 10, 13 years. Yeah. But I killed it, and they ate it. So what I did, I made smothered pork chops. I made a gravy that was like with gluten-free flour, and then I put apples in it and lemons, and then I put like a apple cider vinegar and a red wine vinegar, and I cooked it down, and I added some palm oil or something like that to make it gravy. But they didn't know it didn't have butter in it. They ate the mess out of those pork chops. You know what I'm saying? And if you realize, you can get lean cuts of meats. So I realized with me listening to my body is I got to find food that's going to make my stomach feel good. That's going to give me energy. And then you got to see, what are you going to pair that pork with? You know what I'm saying? You could have a fabulous pork chop, pair it with some like green leafy greens, collard with onions, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And you can pair it with something else, like a sweet potato. It's all about, a lot of people are saying, this is bad for you, this is bad for you, but what are you eating it with? You see what I'm saying? If you eat it with good stuff, your body is going to clean itself out of the toxins, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you can make it work. That's what I kind of want to tell people, like, whatever diet you choose, you can make it work and fit your lifestyle, and it still can taste good. You don't have to substitute flavor for healthiness. You see what I'm saying? You just got to find something that's going to make it taste better. And, when I cook for my mom and dad, my dad might get mad that I'm cooking so healthy, but he eats everything. So I have no meal prep with my dad.
It is crazy, because I remember we having a potluck for for my job and everything. Like everybody knows that I'm vegetarian and everything, but like I had made this vegetarian lasagna, but I had actually used like the meatless meat and everything. And before people actually knew that it was my lasagna, everybody was eating it, talking about how good it was. And then when they actually saw me eating it, they were like, they started questioning, like, wait a second, stuff like that, because it's the way that, the way that I season the food and everything, it actually started tasting like meat. And I completely like forgot Joy was on the phone. My bad. Joy, did you have a question?
Yeah, I can wait for you though.
Oh, you good? You go ahead.
I was actually interested in that lasagna story.
Oh yeah, that was mainly it. Like people started asking me for the recipe and everything, and I just told them like it's meatless meat. You can get it at Whole Foods and stuff like that, and it's basically how you season the meat and everything. Cause like I season the meat like overnight and everything. So like I'll have it like put pepper stuff like that. Everything that I would have seasoned, cause like I wasn't always vegetarian, so like anything that I would actually season with real meat, that's how I deal with the meatless meat, and I just seal it up overnight, put it in the refrigerator, and then when I was ready to do the lasagna, I put heat up the noodles and stuff like that, then put in heat up the meat again and stuff like that. And place it over, put spinach, cheese and stuff like that, put it in the oven and everything. So and that was the same way with the barbecue eggplant. Like I seasoned up just like I did it with the barbecue. Like that was my second time with eggplants. So like I had to put it in the oven, heat that up, and then like I did not know, because like when I cut it up, and like I was trying to peel it and everything, it was so hot and everything. So I was just trying to cut it up as fast as possible to actually kind of put it in the dish and stuff like that. But like it was like burning my fingers when I was trying to peel it apart and everything. But yeah, it's all about how you season it sometimes.
That's true.
So I got a question. So for someone who say they're just starting to work out, and to go back to what you just finished explaining about picking and choosing the foods that are pretty much good for you, what make your body feel good. For someone who is just getting into working out, do you have any suggestions as far as a specific type of diet but a specific type of diet to go with what they may be working on and working out?
Right. Yeah, I do. It just depends. Like, since I've been an athlete all my life and I've been to physical therapy and did orthopedic, all that stuff, when someone's beginning to work out, they got to see where they're at. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would suggest, if they do have health insurance, to go see a doctor, get a little physical real quick. Because a lot of people, they'll start working out and bang up their knees, get arthritis, get stressed. You got to be very careful. If you haven't worked out for a long time, you just start hitting the gym all crazy, something gonna snap. What I mean? So they need to go to the doctor or something first to see, where they're at. Also, if you can't see where you're at from a doctor, go to a gym, or go, if you already have a gym, and be like, hey, I'm interested in personal training. They'll give you one free session. You see what I'm saying? Or, go to, they have little like yoga studios or bicycle studios, something like that, fitness studios. They have intro levels too, where you can have one free class. Yeah. Just to get or try to go somewhere to get an assessment to see where you are first. Then after you see where you are, you want to start off slow. Like I tell all the people all the time, like, have you ever seen The Biggest Loser? How they start off all hard and fast. Yeah. I wouldn't do that, because that's dangerous unless you're behind doctors and surgeons and all that stuff. What I would do when I'm beginning to work out is start with something like walking is like one of the best exercises that people take for granted. Just start walking. There's different trails you can go on. Start bicycling. Get a cheap little bike from Walmart and start bicycling on trails that are located next to you. Find a park, find a trail. Just get into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, if you like to swim, start swimming. Find a swim instructor. And then if you're not looking for something, if you're looking to start in the gym, go to the gym. Ask them for a tour about what works. Like, how does this machine work? How does that machine work? And then if you're starting with weightlifting, that's very, you really need to ask someone before you just start hitting the weights. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure you have the proper form and stuff like that. But there's like one thing I love about social media is YouTube. There's so many beginner workouts out there. Like I would find beginning home workouts just for a beginner. Then you can transfer and stuff like that. And as far as diet's concerned, a lot of people either do cold turkey, go big or go home, or they do something crazy. Like you can do whatever you want. It's your body. But when you start eating healthy, they always say you want to make it a progress. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to go out there and just cut everything cold turkey. Your body's going to go in a state of shock and it's going to be crazy. Now, some people do it and they're successful. But if you're thinking about longevity, you want to do it at a moderate pace. Yeah. Like take your diet. If you drink sodas, just cut out sodas and get carbonated water and put juice in it. You see what I'm saying? Or like just take out bagels if you eat a lot of bread, or take out bread. Or, when you start out your diet, add something. Try to add a vegetable every day. Your favorite vegetable. Just to get in there to see, okay, can I do this? And then shock yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, like, if you're trying to be a vegetarian, just take out red meat first. Then take out pork. Then take out chicken. Then take out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people can go cold turkey. Some people can't. But a lot of people have to understand, like, you need 3 macronutrients. That's fat, protein, and carbs. If you can get those 3, your diet will work. Yeah. You can get those 3 with any diet you work. You just have to prepare. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you're getting an adequate amount of source. Then everything else will take care of yourself. That's just building a healthy body. It's just starting out. You know what I mean?
I got a question. Because, like, I noticed, like, with this one girl, she had became vegan, and like she said, after she had became vegan, like her period only lasted like for 2 days. But then like Chrisette Michelle, like when she became vegan, like it was totally reversed. Like she said that she cramped more and it was heavy flow and stuff like that. Why do you think that was? Like it has different effects. Cause like I know a lot of people say that. Cause like the reason why I went vegetarian, because like I did a whole lot of research and stuff like that and saw how healthy it was. But like to hear something like with Chrisette Michelle, and like it did the totally opposite. It made her worse. So why do you think that was? Because I know you were saying something about shocking your system, and you think that's the reason why?
Yeah, I think that's the reason why. Also, I think the reason why is, like I said, we're all different. Just because, like, I don't know if they're black or whatever. Just because 2 white people are white doesn't mean their body behaves the same way. 2 people are black doesn't mean their body behaves that way. So we have to remember that we all have different body types, and what happens is your genetics plays a role, your hormones play a role, your stress level plays a role, the type of vegan food you eat, because not all vegan food is healthy. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how much you're eating, the time of like day you're eating, how many are you consuming, a lot of nutrients, calories, nutrients dense meals. So a lot of factors come into play, because I know when I went vegan hardcore one time, it was not a good look for me. You know what I mean? But I didn't do it smartly. I wasn't prepared. So I believe that not all diets are for everyone. Like the paleo diet, my mom was on that, but I can't be on that because I love lentils, you know what I'm saying? I like, chickpeas and stuff like that. So I think everyone's body is very, very different. And I don't know about Chrisette Michelle's like family history, but it might have to do with like genetics, how she was preparing, what type of vegan food to eat. Because, if you go to Trader Joe's right now, you know what I'm saying? They have meatless stuff. Some of it's soy. Some of it's gluten. Some of it's neither soy or gluten. Some of it's pea protein. And some people can't digest soy or gluten or pea protein or chickpeas. So you have to understand that your gut will determine what you can eat, basically. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think it just depends on the body type and the person. Like, I know this guy I used to talk to. He would be in the gym for 2 weeks and develop crazy muscle mass. And we all know testosterone builds muscle fast, and so does protein. Yeah. But some people have more testosterone in them naturally than some people don't. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on your body type and your genetics for real of what you can eat and what you can't eat. And I think the vegan diet's healthy. But for me personally, for me only, the vegetarian or pescatarian diet might be better for me because I know how my body absorbs nutrients. It doesn't absorb nutrients well from so far beans and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Joy, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. Vianka, I know you said earlier that you used to eat a lot of sugar. I've changed my diet, I think, like 3 or 4 times. It's easy for me to change the food, but I can't seem to resist sugar. Because I was just like, and I still do, I just load up on like stuff like cereal and Skittles and Gushers and stuff like that. Like, how did you stop eating sugar? Or did you have like a good replacement for that?
Yeah, sugar is so hard to get rid of. It killed me. Like, I'm going to tell you what, I know what you mean, because I would eat cereal 5 times a day if I could. But for real, though.
Guys, the whole family bought.
Me too, girl. Ooh, honey bunch of oats, all that Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Even I was killing kashi when I thought I was healthy. But basically, this is what I had to do. I went to a chiropractor, and she was like a health guru, whatever. And we did this blood test, a food sensitivity test, and she found out like everything that had sugar in it was bothering me. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And I didn't really believe her at first because I thought, you know how people feel about chiropractors. So what happened was she told me like, you need to take all the sugar and yeast out of your diet. And when she said that, I thought that's gonna be so hard. Everything has sugar in it. Like, this food doesn't taste good. So she gave me this huge meal plan of all the food I can eat. And then when I looked at all the food that didn't have added sugar in it, I was like, yo, this is a lot of food. What am I doing? Like, I'm out here, like, there's so much more food than the ones, there's more food out there than the ones that are packaged. You know what I mean? So what I did was I stopped eating cereal. Instead of cereal, I went down to oatmeal, like overnight oats. And what I did was I put I couldn't eat bananas at the time, so I ate like berries in my oatmeal, and I put cinnamon in it. I put vanilla extract in it. I put coconut milk in it, and that's how I kind of transitioned. I had to get something that tastes like cereal, and then I just started eating 2 eggs a day with the protein shake, something like that. That helped a lot tremendously because I realized when I was eating cereal so much, I would get a crash in the morning. So after I stopped eating cereal so much, I started filling up on protein. Like I was getting nuts, chicken at the time, fish, turkey. You can't get turkey bacon. Turkey bacon has sugar in it. But if you go to Sprouts, they just released a line of turkey bacon without sugar. It's $4.99 though. I saw that yesterday. And then I started filling up on a lot of vegetables, a lot of seeds. If I could, hold on, let me see if I can find the meal plan because I had it started in my emails. But when she gave me this plan, I was like, it was so easy for me to transition, and my sweet tooth went away. Like now, if I have something sweet, my mouth hurts so bad, I get an instant headache, and it's crazy, like how fast your body will be like get used to it. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy; it's gonna be really hard. But make nature your candy. Like instead of eat a lot of carrots, cucumbers, eat a lot of strawberries, mangoes, pineapples, and then if you eat stuff like that, you can get rid of your craving. Because I was craving cheese one day, and I looked up online and it says if you're craving milk or dairy, you're craving sugar because lactose is in dairy. You know what I'm saying? So like right. So when she gave that to me, I just was like, there's so much food without sugar. And if you look on my website, you can see almost everything I post on my Instagram had no sugar in it. And what I substitute for sugar was like raisins, dates. There's this place in off of Capitol Boulevard, they have date paste for $1.50. It's a Middle to Eastern place. But if you get it at Whole Foods, it's $16.99. So I put all my sweeteners were only fruit, date paste, raisin paste, and that was it. And another thing I started doing, eating plantains helped me a lot. I make plantain pancakes, roasted plantains, plantain chips. That saved my life because I use plantain flour, cassava, or whatever like that. And then when I did start eating higher sugary fruit like bananas and mangoes, the first time I had a banana after 6 months, I was like, oh my God, this tastes like sugar. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of helped me get off the sugar crave. I just had to fill up on protein, vegetables, and nuts. And there's a lot of these are my favorite grocery stores to go to for no sugar: Sprouts and Trader Joe's. Those are like the best places to go if you don't want a lot of sugar in your food, because you can find some good snacks out there. Actually, I have snacks. I was going to bring them up here. They're in my car of all the stuff I bought from Trader Joe's that had no sugar in it.
More food.
But yeah.
That she just leaves out for us.
I'm sorry, guys. I was going to bring so much food, but I didn't prepare, man. So, yeah. So, yeah.
That's what it is.
Stuff like that.
Yes, I was going to ask about dairy, too, but you threw that in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have to...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll check that out, because I tried protein powder one time, and I hated the taste of it, so that was like the first and last time.
Mm-hmm.
So
go to Target, Tone It Up Protein. It's plant-based, no sugar in it. That's the best tasting plant-based protein. It's called Tone It Up, because that other plant-based protein has stevia in it, and it can kind of give an aftertaste. And for me, I was able to give up butter by using Earth Balance soy-free butter. And I was able to give up milk because I just started drinking almond milk, unsweetened coconut milk. But the only thing that's killing me now is cheese. I'm like a cheese fan.
Yeah, me too.
And I gave up cheese for 2 months, but I kind of went back because I haven't found a good cheese replacement. So, but you can find dairy replacements everywhere. That's no problem. The problem is going to be cheese and eggs, because something about eggs and cheese and even sugar makes things bind. So it's kind of like a little, you could do it like a game. It's like a little challenge, you know what I mean?
So I have a question. It's from one of our other co-hosts, Angela, who couldn't make it here tonight because she's under the weather. But she wanted to ask, did you have any suggestions on a daily diet for people who have GERD as well as diverticulitis?
Is that an autoimmune disorder?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not
think
entirely
it is.
sure. Yeah, I think it is.
Let me, I've heard of the other one, but I can't remember the GERD. I think it's autoimmune, because I look good and research stuff. How do you spell that?
GERD. But while you're looking that up, or you could have been looking that up, because she had two questions. The second question is, so where can you go as far as to, buy foods, healthy foods, because healthy eating is very expensive.
Yeah.
So, where are good grocery stores you can go to? For
me, the best grocery stores I go to is Trader Joe's is my number one for healthy food, because you can get a lot of good stuff for cheap. Like, I bought I should have bought it in here. I bought a whole bag of food for $34, and I'll post what I got. They got cheap jackfruit there, $1.99 a can of jackfruit. That's like the cheapest you can get is 20 ounces.
Actually, when I posted the eggplant thing, they asked me how I ever cook with jackfruit. So is that good to cook with?
Jackfruit is tangier than eggplant. It doesn't have as much protein, but the texture is spot on. But I think eggplant has more flavor. That's just my opinion. But I go to Trader Joe's mostly. I go to Sprouts, and I go to Food Lion. Because Food Lion, they have really good deals with your MVP card. What I try to do at every grocery store I go, if they have a card or like a savings, I fill that out. Because they have like good deals. Even if you go to Harris Teeter sometimes, which is expensive, if you have a Vic card, you can get daily deals. They'll have a Vic special. If you look on the receipt, it'll say, get this for $2, get this for $5. Also, Lidl in Raleigh is cheaper than Trader Joe's too. Lidl is really cheap for fresh fruits and vegetables. Not so seafood. I find with the natural food stores, meat is going to be the most expensive there. You know what I'm saying? I go to Target sometimes to get like snacks. You know what I'm saying? Like every store for me has a different section. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do. Like Walmart, I'll go there to get like nuts. You know what I'm saying? Or toiletries. Target, I go there to get snacks because they have good healthy snacks sometimes, most of the time. Whole Foods, I go when I'm feeling lucky. Like when I get that first check. Trader Joe's, I go to get almost all my produce. Sprouts, I go to because they're the most diet friendly of paleo. they're so amazing when it comes to people that are not eating sugar, that's not eating paleo, that's on Weight Watchers. Sprouts is like the most progressive grocery store. Besides, they use plastic bags though, but they're the most progressive grocery store when it comes to snacks, ready available food and stuff like that. And also, I live in the southern part of North Carolina, like New Hill, Jordan Lake. So the good thing about that is I live next to a lot of farms. There's a tomato man. It's called Marshall Produce. If you ever go there on US 64, there's huge acres of tomatoes, acres and acres of fresh tomatoes and fresh produce. His stuff is cheap. There's another lady that sits at the top that's cheap. I would go to www.ncfarms or something like that.com. Look at all the produce farms, and they're very reasonable when it comes to in-season produce. And also, if you want to, you can prescribe. There's an app called Produce Box. If you want to support local farms, you can get on the subscribe list for the Produce Box. It's going to be a little pricey because they're putting out the best fruits, vegetables in that box. Mm-hmm. But yeah, going back to what you said about GERD disease, so it's like acid reflux.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to stay away from anything like garlic, anything acidic, onions. Avoid that. Avoid spices, stuff like that. You want to get something mellow. Like if I had GERD, because I've had acid reflux before. And so as the lady I used to live with, I would eat a lot of cucumbers, a lot of like melons, you know what I mean? Something that's going to soothe your throat. A lot of, not hot tea, but cool tea, not green tea, but like a Earl Grey tea, like something that's not caffeinated, something that's decaffeinated. And I would eat a lot of like teas and stuff like that. And I would just have the same diet, but hold back on the vinegars and the peppers and the seasoning and what's going to tear up your lining in your throat, and that could be a lot of different things. And the other one, I know what it is, but I don't. What is it called?
Diverticulitis.
I've heard of that. I feel like diverticulitis.
That is it's also called looks like
it's inflamed. I think with this one, I think the FODMAP diet would work. Let me see if FODMAP goes with this. Yeah, FODMAPs. I've had, what do you call it? Something was wrong with my intestines where they were always, it wasn't that, but it was another type of autoimmune disorder where I had food sensitivity, so I was on FODMAPs. FODMAPs is called FODMAP, and there's a FODMAP app. And I was on that diet for 6 months because there was something wrong with the way I was processing and breaking down like a lot of food that I was eating, so they put me on that. So basically, this is when I knew sugar was killing me off the FODMAP, because the FODMAP gets rid of all the high glycemic fruits. And you're going to be so shocked when you see the FODMAP, because you're going to be like, wait, that fruit's healthy. Wait, are you serious? And you're going to be like, well, that's too much sugar. Your digestive system can't handle all that sugar. It's going to be eating up your intestines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had the FODMAP diet at my house. It was one of the very first diets I kind of went on. But I didn't follow it to a T because at that same time I was kind of like saying, oh, this isn't going to work. You know what I mean? So basically, I'll just break down the FOD diet. I went on it and it really helped my digestive system. And I know what foods like hurt me now. But basically, it's like you don't want excess fructose, excess lactose, fructans, gallatins, and plios. And it's like plios and all that stuff is like the skin of the fruit or the seed of the fruit, like lectins and stuff like that. It's like lectins would probably be the next big thing. It's like a protein found in skin and stuff like fruits. So basically, for Angela, if you look at the low FODMAP diet, it's for IBS. Yes, I had IBS. That's what it is. So basically, the fruits you want to avoid are like apples, mangoes, pears, watermelon, high fructose corn syrup, concentrated fructose, honey, corn syrup, and stuff like that. Because that has high fructose. Because fructose is like it's like a high glycemic. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to avoid lactose, like milk from cows, goats, or sheep. Then you want to avoid like soft cheeses, but hard cheeses are okay. Because hard cheeses has lower lactose than soft cheeses. I didn't know that because have you ever seen someone that will drink milk and be sick that was lactose intolerant, eat cheddar cheese and they might be okay?
Yeah.
It's the aging process that takes out that sugar. Because if you taste hard cheeses, it's like, ooh, that's a strong cheese. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so your fruit tints, I didn't know this, but asparagus kills me. I can't eat asparagus or cabbage. So it's those fibrous vegetables that are going to kill your stomach. So that's going to be like your broccoli. I don't eat broccoli anymore either. Your cabbage, your Brussels sprouts, onions, shallots, leeks, stuff like that, because it's so fibrous that what happens is if your body can't break it down, it becomes a fiber ball. So sometimes you might be constipated or stuff like that. So I haven't been constipated since I've been doing these diets because I don't eat broccoli at all. I don't eat cabbage. The only time I eat cabbage if it's fermented, because then it's already broken down. See what I'm saying? The next thing, I had stopped eating. I did sneak in cream cheese, because you can't have a lock and bagel without cream cheese, so I snuck that in there. So cereals, it was wheat and rye, and this is when I realized gluten has wheat in it. So I stopped eating cereals because it was wheat and it was killing my stomach. So it's like anything with wheat and rye in large amounts killed me. Also watermelon, and then the legumes. See, this is why I stopped eating a lot of beans. Right now I only eat lentils, and sometimes I eat chickpeas. They have to be sprouted because beans can make you gassy, especially if you have something, IBS, something like that. And another thing, it says avoid cauliflower, green peppers, nectarines, peaches, and plums. But with that, I realized that there was some of them I could eat, some of them I couldn't eat.
Yeah. And
then it seems like you have so much to avoid. But on the okay side, if you look at this, there's more okays than no's. Yes. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of okays.
But you think there's a lot of no's. That's what I was trying to tell Joy, that you're going to think you can't eat anything, but that's not true. The food in nature was designed to help and support us, and it was designed in abundance. So you have an abundance of options. You just got to go find it, and you have to realize that processed food rules this America.
Yeah.
So okay to eat would be like bananas, boysenberries, grapes, grapefruit, honeydew, like 15 fruits were okay to eat. Vegetables, endive, ginger, parsnips, olives, green beans, alfalfa, sweet potatoes, spinach, squash, tomatoes, taro, zucchini. Like, people don't even eat all those vegetables, you know what I'm saying? And so grains would be like gluten-free bread, cereal, spelt bread, rice, oats, polenta, arrowroot. I mean, she gonna eat all of that. Everyone likes rice. And milk products would be lactose-free milk, oat milk, rice milk, soy milk. And the only thing about rice milk, it does have a lot of sugar in it, so you have to be careful. And cheeses are hard cheeses you could eat. Ice cream, gelato, sorbet, olive oil. And then other is, just like your tofu, molasses, maple syrup. So that just goes to show you there's a lot of substitutes out there, too, that we don't know about. You know what I mean? And, like, honest to God, I can send you a picture of my FODMAP at my house. And I can send you all the stuff that my chiropractor gave to me and the nutritionist gave to me. But yeah, basically, like, I was on low FODMAP diet for 3 months. And right now, I have some symptoms of IBS, but not as much as I did a year and a half ago by doing all these different diets. And I want to tell you that sugar is a big culprit. Because even if it's from a fruit, if it's high in fructose, like very, very high, it can bother you. It depends on if you have an autoimmune disease disorder. But some people, like my sister, they can eat sugar all the time and nothing happens to them. So like I said, it's all about your body. But yeah, I was on the FODMAP diet for 3 months, and I've been on the no sugar diet. I've been on the paleo. I've done raw. I've done vegan, pescatarian. I haven't done vegetarian, but I've done stuff like that. But the no sugar diet's my longest, and pescatarian has been 2 months now. So.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go into our music break and everything. The second half we usually do sports, rumors, and stuff like that. You want to stay around for that?
Yeah, I can stay a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I'm go into some music. This first track that I'm about to play is a new track by I believe it's Keisha Love called Breathless. It's Keisha Love called Breathless. All right.
I'm having problems breathing.
my skin like you're touching me. You move me, you elate me. Keep thinking could this be real? You're alluring, so enticing. Affect the way I feel. You put a spark in me, you excite me. You make my world stand still. You're making me hot, you're making me wet. You're making me move, you make me go. Tell me lies. You got me so. You look so good, feel so good, feel so good. You got me breathless. I can see the way you look at me. Do you want me as much as I want you? Want you? Well, you make me so excited. With your chest on me, my legs on you, hands on waist while I'm kissing you. You move me, you elate me. Keep thinking could this be real? You're alluring, so enticing. Affect the way I feel. You put a spark in me, you excite me. You make my world stand still. You're making me hot, you're making me wet. You're making me move, you make me go. You got me like, you got me like. You got me like, you got me so. You got me so breathless. You look so good, feel so good. You got me like, oh, you got me breathless. I like the way you make me feel when you're with me. I can't stop the way I feel inside. The things that you do to me, I can hardly You're making me. You look so good, feel so good, feel so good. You got me breathless. You're making me. You got me like, you got me so. You look so good, you got me so breathless. You look so good, feel so good. You got me like, oh, you got me breathless.
Nowadays we're fussing too damn much, making it so stressful, ready to give up on love. How would you feel? Yeah. But never mind, I dropped 10K on the ring. Still there wasn't enough, it's such an ungrateful thing. How could you deal? Yeah. Even the nights I would get on my knees, just to pray to find a way out. I'm wondering, how could this be? Still I say, time and time again, up and down, back and forth. Now we're back from lovers to friends. I never ever keep a secret from you. No friends will come between us, girl, I'll adore you. Time and time again, up and down, back and forth. Now we're back from lovers to friends. I never ever keep a secret from you. No friends will come between us, girl, I'll adore you. You stay saying what the haters say. Used to love and war, now we hate all these things you stay playing. After we're done, but never mind, I dropped 10K on the ring. Still there wasn't enough, it's such an ungrateful thing. How could you deal? Yeah. Even the nights I would get on my knees, just to pray to find a way out. I'm wondering, how could this be? Still I say, time and time again, up and down, back and forth. Now we're keep a secret from you. No friends will come between us, girl, I'll adore you. Time and time, time and time, time and time again. Up and down, back and forth. Now we're back from lovers to friends. I never ever keep a secret from you. No friends will come between us, girl, I'll adore you.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to feel when you right here in my face? Ooh, that body looking good. You a 10-star in my hood. You made me wanna lay that wood. Hey, baby, are you ready? We ain't gotta go steady. Hey, baby girl, I wanna hear right now, hear right now, hear right now, hear. I wonder if she know it. I'm about to pull that thing over. Hey, baby girl, I want you here right now, here right now, here right now, here right now. I'm finna spread your legs like a wildfire. Now you talking like a Gemini. You ain't got no worries, I ain't gotta lie. You know I ain't tripping. Ooh, that body looking good. You a 10-star in my hood. You made me wanna lay that wood. Hey, baby, are you ready? We ain't gotta go steady. Hey, baby girl, I wanna hear right now, hear right now, hear right now, hear. I wonder if she know it. I'm about to pull that thing over. Hey, baby girl, I want you here right now, here right now, here right now, here right now. I'm about to pull that thing over. Na 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 na. Do you want it, girl? Can you take it? Here right now. Girl, here it now, girl. Hey, baby, are you ready? Baby, tell me, are you ready? We ain't gotta go steady. Hey, baby girl, I wanna hear right now, hear right now, hear right now, hear. I wonder if she know it. I'm about to pull that thing over. Hey, baby girl, I want you here right now, here right now, here right now, here right now. I need you right now, need you right now. Need you here and now, need you here and now. Yeah.
Alright, we're back, 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 we're back.
I'm about to pull that thing over.
But just to let everybody know, if you go on Spreaker.com and you actually look at it, there's a list and it goes in order as far as the songs that I play. You can actually, underneath there, you can actually play the song without actually listening to the whole show. So it actually has it in order. If you look underneath, go to our Spreaker.com page and everything. You go to the show, and it'll have the list of everything that I played and everything, name of the artist and stuff like that. All right, so first we're going about to go into our picks for. Well, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, let me go over my picks from last week. Yeah, I just looked at this. I'm like, there's only one person has picked worse than me. Like,
I'm laughing like I'm any higher than you.
You're 1 point above me. James is 2 points above me, and I know who's number one. Yeah, I know the two people that are number one and everything. They got 10 games right. I got 6 games right last week. King Cancer, he got 7 games right. James got 8 games right. People that are in the lead got 10 games right. But I mean, y'all remember my picks and everything from last week, so we're just gonna go into week 2. I'll go over the matchups and everything. Let me get to that part. Get part of that page.
Yeah, I ain't got my picks for week 2 yet, so come next show. If we have a show on Thursday, due to weather.
Well, I can go over the stuff now, and you can hear it and stuff like that. So we have the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. It's a Thursday night game. The Ravens had a strong showing. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. The Ravens had a strong showing Sunday. I didn't get to watch the game. I saw the mock score and everything. The Bengals, not so much. But so I'm Flacco. Like I feel like because Flacco has that pressure of Lamar Jackson being behind him, he's coming out strong, and that's what sometimes a quarterback needs, is just have somebody like not feeling like they don't have nobody behind them. Because you have that young rookie out of college that had a great showing and in his college career, and then he had a great showing in the preseason. So you have those footsteps behind you. So you like, I gotta show that I still got it. So I think that's what Joe Flacco needed. So I'm gonna go with the Thursday night game. I'm gonna go with the Ravens over the Bengals. Joy, do you have a pick for that game?
The Ravens and Bengals, I'm going to go with the Bengals because the Ravens did not face the quarterback.
Say that again?
I said the Ravens didn't face the quarterback, and I think they'll lose because the Bengals look good at least. I'm just not sold on Joe Flacco.
Okay, so you got the Bengals over the Ravens?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals over the Ravens.
And
oh, y'all want to do picks now? Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Oh man, I guess I'm picking my teams right now. Then, all right, we're doing this live. Well, I think I might have to agree with DJ here. I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens on that one.
Okay.
You say you're going with the Ravens?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens on that one.
Man, come on, Byron. Somebody got to pick the Bengals too.
It won't be this week.
All right, next game that's on the list is the Panthers versus the Falcons. That Cowboys and Panthers game was really, really sloppy. I know that the Falcons lost their game, but I still feel like they do have a strong defense, and their offense is still one to be reckoned with. So, and when I come to I'm just gonna say this already since Joy's on the y'all disappointed me because I was here praising y'all defense last week, made me look bad. You heard me last week. I said the Saints got a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
Darnell, you talking about you? I was crying. I was on the floor.
Beat us. I picked you guys to beat us. I said we have no chance against the Saints, and then I turn on the game and I'm looking at the score. And I said, Dad, we both don't got a defense. And I was like, I'm here praising the Saints. Yeah, they up their defense game. They still have Drew Brees. Like, it's either going to be the Falcons or the Saints going to win the NFC South. And then look at our score. Like, I couldn't.
Darnell, the Saints are still going to win the NFC South.
We'll talk more, but with the Panthers and the Falcons, I'm gonna go with the Falcons over the Panthers in this game. Like I said, the Panthers played a sloppy game.
Super Bowl.
They played a sloppy game against the Cowboys, so I still, and then this is in Atlanta, so I'm gonna go with the Falcons over the Panthers. What would you at?
I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Joy?
I'm going Panthers.
I'm stuck because Matt Ryan sucks. The Panthers defense looks better than Atlanta's defense because I always thought Carolina had a good defense. So I'm going to roll with Panthers.
Okay, so I'm the only one that picked the Falcons. We got the Chargers and the Bills. The Bills got slaughtered last week. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're going to make a change at their quarterback, but I'm just going to go with the Chargers over because I personally had Phillip Rivers as my quarterback on my fantasy team, and he put up numbers. Like I still think Phillip Rivers deserves a ring. So they need to bounce back in this game. I think they're going to bounce back. I got the Chargers over the Bills.
I'm gonna go with you again, and I'm gonna go Chargers over the Bills. And I don't know, the Bills. I mean, I was looking at that loss they took to Baltimore. I mean, that game. I have no faith in the Bills beating the Chargers right now. I just don't.
Joy?
I'm going to go with the Bills. Because, normally if the team gets tore up the way the Bills did last week, they got to bounce back and, take it out on San Diego. But I'm still a little iffy because the Bills don't have an offense. So I'll go with the Chargers.
That's why I said that. I mean, that loss they took, offense was
I'm just a little that Bills offense.
Okay, and next game is the Browns and the Saints. I was really, really disappointed in the Browns because that was my upset pick last week, and they almost pulled it off. They almost got y'all know that I forgot which beer company, but they have a cooler full of beers, and they say they're gonna give it out to the city once the Browns win their first game. I want to say Coors Light. But they have,
I think I see that.
Yeah, they have a cooler full of beer, and as soon as the Browns win their first game this season, they're going to unlock it and give it out to the city.
Won't be this week.
I'm picking the Browns.
You gonna pick the Browns?
Yeah, I'm picking the Browns. They like I said, I want to say. Because I'm trying to think if Tyrod Taylor can keep up. Because, even though, the Saints defense disappointed me last week, I'm trying to think, will Tyrod Taylor be able to keep up? Because I know that Drew Brees is going to be able to put up the numbers. So I'm trying to...
I know. Tyrod can't pass.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
You know he can't pass, right?
I'm going with the Saints.
But I also believe in the Browns' defense more. I'm going to go with the Saints. After I just thought about it, I'm going to go with the Saints over the Browns. I already know y'all pick, so I'm just going to go to the next one. The next one is the Vikings and the Packers.
Hold on. Before we continue, I don't want to. We got this bag sitting here on the table. That our esteemed guest brought in.
Well, I'm going to get to that. I just want to get the picks out of the way. We're going to come back to that.
I just want everyone to know that we see the bag on the table.
I could put it up.
No. I'm just letting them know because I know they're going to ask what's in the bag. So I just want to make them aware that we know there's a bag of goodies on the table.
Oh, and I got the receipt.
So the next game is the Vikings and the Packers. I forgot what I was doing Sunday night why I didn't watch the Packers game, but it all comes down to whether or not because I didn't watch any sports podcast today to see about the MRI with Aaron Rodgers. Is there an update on that?
Aaron Rodgers he's uncertain for Sunday. They said it's a knee. They don't know if it's a bruising, but he's uncertain, so they don't know yet.
So, because that's kind of what makes me wonder, because if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, the Vikings got this. But I know it's going to be a tight game. I think Kirk Cousins and Devin Cook is back and everything, and I've been praising the past 3 years the Vikings defense. I said all they need to do is get their offense together, Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Vikings over the Packers on this game.
I got the Vikings.
I got the Vikings, and I hope Aaron Rodgers plays because I'm sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers. So I want the Vikings to win that game.
Alright, so next game we got the Texans and the Titans. I'm gonna go with the Texans over the Titans in this game.
Go, Joy. You can answer first.
I want to say Titans. Deshaun didn't look good against New England. I know it's New England, but I mean, I don't think New England's defense is all that, and Deshaun might struggle bad. So I think I'm going to go with the Titans.
I'm gonna go Texans on this one. I mean, both of them, you know, their losses to their respective teams were pretty close. But the Texans, they played the Patriots, and the Patriots is, you know, one of the best teams in the league. So, I feel like they can bring it out over the Titans. So I'm gonna go Texans.
Okay. So next game we got the Colts and the Redskins. I feel like this is most likely going to be Andrew Luck's coming out game. Even though like the Redskins, like Adrian Peterson, like, and I sat here and debate this, and I knew how they were going to actually use him. Now I wanted to draft. James actually drafted Adrian Peterson like the round that I was going to pick him up to. But they are using Adrian Peterson correctly and stuff like that. But I really feel like I'm gonna go with the Colts in this game over the Redskins.
I'm gonna go. I was pleasantly surprised with how the Redskins played. It caught me by surprise. I mean, I think that they're really trying to, really trying to make moves and have a good season, like a really good season. So I'm gonna give it to the Redskins. I'm gonna go Redskins over Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Redskins, and I have a prediction for this game. I think Andrew Luck. You said what?
What's that prediction?
I think Andrew Luck will throw 3 to 4 interceptions in this game. I can just see it in 2 touchdowns.
I do watch college football, so
that's my bold prediction on what Andrew Luck is going to do.
Done good since he left, right?
All right, so.
But I got the Redskins.
Okay. Well, this is recorded, so we can come back to this next week to see exactly how his stats go and everything. Next game is the Chiefs and the Steelers. I'm going to actually go with the Chiefs in this game. Bell still has not signed his contract. The Chiefs actually have a good defense and everything, and their young quarterback, he's showing a couple things with his weapons. So I'm going to actually go with the Chiefs over the Steelers in this game.
I'm going to go with you again on that one. I'm going to go with Chiefs. The Steelers kind of let me down, ending in a draw with the Browns. I felt like they could have pulled it out. But I was just sitting there and I'm just like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
They needed Bell.
And maybe that's what it was. Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Pay
but
that man his money.
I really felt like they should have won that game. So, and because it ended in a tie, I lost faith in them. So I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because I think the Chiefs are the second best team in the AFC because they're all they're well rounded. They have an offense and defense.
Yeah, they're slept on too.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I can't pick against them.
Next game is the Dolphins and the Jets. Last night, like Sam Darnold shut me up because like I remember I tweeted so fast when he did that interception. I was like, you should have kept Bridgewater, and he went off, and he just basically shut me up, made me almost delete my post. But I'm gonna go with the Jets over the Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Jets over the Dolphins with this one.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Jets as well. Go ahead,
What
Jordan.
did you say?
I thought I'm gonna go Jets as well.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins unless the Jets can steal their signals too. I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins.
All right, so we got the Eagles and my Buccaneers.
I hope they lose.
I still kind of iffy about my Buccaneers. I understand that Fitz actually went off in that game against the Saints, but I just don't see him doing it again. They kind of answered my question about our running game. The running Barber actually did pretty good, but Evans was there and stuff like that. And Deshaun Jackson actually showed up like he was. It was basically like the past 2 years I drafted Deshaun Jackson in my fantasy football leagues, and he always let me down. And the 1 year that I didn't draft him, he actually showed up. But yeah, I'm not going to pick them against the Eagles, even though Fultz really wasn't showing too much. I'm gonna go with the Eagles over my Buccaneers.
Wentz is doubtful to play.
Folks is has been, but with Wentz, I don't think he's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's doubtful to play. Yeah. They had a good showing, but I'm gonna go with your Buccaneers.
I got to agree with Byron. In my opinion, I think though our defense did look like complete garbage because we didn't stop the run or the pass. But Ryan Fitzpatrick may be motivated by the fact that Jameis Winston is the starting quarterback, so he could just be motivated, and he's got the weapons. So I think they may beat the Eagles.
Is he still suspended? Jameis?
So I'm choosing Tampa Bay.
Oh, I thought she said Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, he's suspended right now because of his situation. So like,
when is he coming back?
He is suspended for 3 games. So after the following game, and like they said that he might not be the starting quarterback depending on how Fitzpatrick does, which I honestly don't feel like he should be benched.
Right.
Because like Fitzpatrick, like he does that with every team that he goes to. Like
he does. He
shows glimpse of greatness, and then
he
falls
goes.
off.
He's not consistent.
No.
Yeah.
They say it's hard to be consistent football.
So like I really don't want them to go that route because I still believe in Jameis. He does overthink things, but hopefully these 3 games will actually put him in the right direction and make him rethink how he's been playing and stuff like that. And hopefully that first game kind of motivated him. But
Darnell, do you think Ryan Fitzpatrick can go 3-0?
I don't think so. Like I said, I really don't think they'll beat, because like the Eagles have a nice defense. So, but I said that about the Saints. So
you know what, Darnell? I see that shade. That's all right.
Because I sat here and basically praised y'all last week.
He sure did.
I praised y'all last week, and y'all just made me look dumb. But
Darnell, it was that praise that made us over cocky, and we just forgot to play defense. That's all.
They was just so happy with the praise you gave.
But we'll be back. Don't we always lose the season opener anyway?
It doesn't say how much. It doesn't say much for how you start off your year, though.
But this is the first time I think that we beat y'all the first game that we play y'all, because like it's always a second game.
Yeah, but I think Tampa Bay won. Yeah, because Tampa Bay won the last game against the Saints last year.
Yeah. I think every year, because like that's how I know between us, it's always like we win the second game against y'all. It's either y'all win both games or we win the second game. Because like I think every time that we play y'all, it's always a split in the year, and I think it's always the second game that we beat y'all. Like this is the first time. I think this is the first time that we actually beat y'all the first game.
Yeah, I think it is because I know last year. Yeah, I think you're right. Because I know Tampa won the last game, but I think with the NFC South, it's pretty split.
The next game is the Lions and the 49ers. I'm actually going to go with the Niners with this game. The Lions showed an awful showing last night.
Darn, they were cheated.
Cheated?
Their signals were stolen. Y'all didn't hear that story?
Nah.
They said that the Jets were stealing the Detroit signals, which is why people online are saying why are they not blowing the story up the way they did Spygate when it's the same thing.
I probably got to look more into that.
Yeah,
I mean, has that been was it proven?
You said what?
I said, was it proven? Like they actually they have proof that happened?
Yeah, the Jets. You can look it up. The Jets defenders admitted it. They said they studied their signals.
Yeah, then they need to blow that up. Like I'm gonna need them to blow that up. Because anytime the Patriots do something, it gets blown out of whack, out of proportion, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm right there with you, Byron. I know they hold the Patriots to a different standard than everybody else.
Yeah, but you know, we that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I'm gonna go 49ers for that game, just because the Lions took that. I mean, even if that is the case, you know, I felt like the Lions should have found a way around that. They could have change up something. If you feel like, or if you get a wince of something foul going on, you got to figure out that you got to change up something.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because I don't feel like if that's what they knew what was going on, or if they had it, like I said, if they had a feeling that something was going on, like they didn't change up anything. So you don't change up.
But the Jets didn't either. It was the Jets that part of that supposed Spygate.
Well, even
I don't think the Jets changed up theirs either.
I'm still gonna go 49ers on that one.
So you think the 49ers will win?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them because I don't know. I feel better right now giving it to the 49ers. Now they might make the Lions might make me look stupid next week, but if they don't, then they haven't learned. And that just proves my point.
Well, I think the Niners defense, I think their defense is good. They were okay against Kirk Cousins. I just felt like Jimmy's turnover really hurt the game. So I think Jimmy may improve this week. Again, I'm not really sure how Detroit's defense is. I don't know if they're actually good or not. But I think the 49ers will win this game. Hopefully Jimmy finally shows up in a good game because I haven't seen a good game from him yet. So hopefully this one will be the game.
Okay, next game we got the Cardinals and the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams. I believe in their defense more.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rams. They had a good showing against the Raiders. So I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, it's the Cardinals, so I'm definitely going with the Rams.
Alright, next game we have the Raiders and the Broncos. The Raiders kind of disappointed me last week. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
My sentiments exactly. So Broncos it is.
Raiders.
Okay. Next one we got the Patriots and the Jaguars. I got the Jaguars with the upset. I think Ramsey's going to come out there and he's going to have something to prove. So I just love the Jaguars defense. I'm a defensive person. I love the Jaguars defense, and I think they're going to try to find a way to actually pick apart Tom Brady.
I
already know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think the Jaguars are going to pick apart my boy Tom Brady and my Patriots. So that's all I'm saying. Patriots.
Yep. I knew you were going to say your Patriots.
Who you got?
I'm going to. I got New England because I think I can't really remember, but I think Tom Brady put up a lot of points last year against Jacksonville. So I'm going with the Patriots.
All right, so we got the Giants and the Cowboys. Like I said, the Cowboys had an ugly showing against the Panthers. Awful time management because, like, I really feel like when they had the ball before the 2-minute warning and it was 4th down, they should have not went for it. I felt like they should have punted it. They had 3 timeouts. That's actually 4 timeouts when you think about them 4th down before the 2-minute warning. So I feel like they should have pinned the Panthers in their within their 20, use their 4 timeouts. Well, actually 3 timeouts, but like I said, the 2-minute warning is actually a timeout, a given timeout, and get the ball back because like both defense were dominating through that whole game. So I don't know why they didn't believe in their defense enough, but yeah, they had an ugly game against the Panthers. The Giants, I feel like Eli Manning feels like he needs to prove something, and Barkley showed why he was a top running back. So I feel like the Giants, they're going to let off Barkley and Eli and Odell is going to
you missed the D.
Yeah, Odell is going to
oh, boy.
Yeah. So I got the Giants over the Cowboys.
I really don't want to choose this game because I don't really like either team. But as I said last week, I'm going to keep the same energy I had then, now. And I said I would choose any team opposite of the Cowboys. So I guess I'm going with the Giants.
Am I the only one that knows that sucks? All right, I guess I am. I'm going with the Giants.
All right, and the Monday night game is on the Seahawks and the Bears. Khalil Mack showed off and showed the Raiders why they were dumb to not pay that man. I got the Bears over the Seahawks.
Both games were really close that they played last week against their respective teams. Seahawks, I had to go back and look at some of the stats for this game. I mean, their yards, total yards, they had more total yards than the Bears did in their game. But they also allowed more yards in their game as well against their respective teams than the Bears did. But I think both teams are going to have or can have a good season once it starts rolling if they really try. I think they got some good players on each team to have a good year. They just gotta put it together. But I think I'm gonna go with the Bears on this one.
I am going to go with Seattle because I believe that $100 million man stats came from the backup quarterback in Green Bay. So I'm going to go with Seattle.
Okay. Well, that's our picks. I did actually see that James had joined the thing. We'll see if we can get James' picks another time. To go into our rumors and everything, I'll probably get let me let's because the biggest thing this weekend, and I talked about this last time that we talked about Nicki Minaj and her being a hypocrite and everything.
Oh, can we go into this bag now? Jeez, this bag's been sitting here.
Can I just say something on record?
Yeah.
I tried to warn people when I was in high school that Nicki Minaj was fake with the Barbie stuff. Because, I'm a tomboy, so I was never with the Barbies. But I always thought she could rap. I just didn't like her appearance. So I had to swallow her being all famous and stuff with Drake. Because I love Drake. You know what I mean? But when Cardi B came out, I was thinking about another one. Like, I was like, another, like, there's prototypes everywhere. So, like, for me, I'm not a fan of either one of them. I just think it's funny how the people that praise Nicki are now looking for her demise, but they want someone else to take her place that's kind of like her, but a little bit more realer, and, so I just think that's weird how female hip rap is. It's like they want people just to be a queen, and that's it. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that's really funny because I know people were going hard for Nicki, but now they're slaying. She's like the most popular girl in high school, and then a freshman comes up and everyone's like, F her, let's go to the freshman. But they're like this, they have the same type of vibe sometimes. Like, I thought that was kind of weird, just in my opinion. But.
Yes, now we're going into this bag, and then we're going to get to this whole fight between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Well, since you want to get into this bag. And,
I do.
James said don't believe in Fitz. See, he didn't catch me when I told him that I don't want to believe in Fitz magic. And I'm hoping for James to come back. But we'll talk more about that. We'll get into the bag since this man over here must be starving.
Yes, I'm very.
Alright, so I have. Sorry, I use the microphone again. So I have a bag of goodies. I went to Trader Joe's. Like I said, it's one of my favorite 4-share snacks and food. And I'll just show you some different foods I have, which you might not like, but I think it's great. I didn't spend that much, y'all. I only spent like $34. So I bought some fresh figs. Figs are really good to cook with, and they're really good dried. But they're fleshy. They're delicious. They're different. They're sweet. They're different. You might like them. Then I bought some sweet potato crackers. They're gluten-free. And they're only $1.99, so this goes very well with salsa, hummus, cheese. Like, you can make nachos out of those. They taste pretty good. Then I was feeling some cereal joy. I had to get some cereal this time because I haven't had cereal in a long time. So I got some gluten-free puffins. These are really good. They only have 5 grams of sugar in it. And 3 grams of protein, and they only have 1 gram of fat, but they're made out of corn flour and oat flour, so they're gluten-free, so I bought those, because I like to eat them with the bag. So what I do, instead of eat it with milk, I'll put nuts in it and other stuff, or dark chocolate. Oh my God, Joy, you gotta get some, okay? Next thing I got some soy chorizo. So this is the only gluten-free vegan product they have at Trader Joe's. But this is so good. My mom loves this stuff. It's already cooked. You can put it on tacos. It's hot. It's spicy. Like, I like some spicy food. So I got that. It's gluten-free and it's vegan. And I also love Power Bars. There's this brand that I really love called RX Bar. They're vegetarian. And they make their own peanut butter. And it says no BS on the front. That means no bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's made with basically 4 ingredients: dates, peanuts, egg whites, or sea salt. And they all come in so these are their fall flavors this time. They come in almond butter. They use cashews. They just use a bunch of good stuff. The next you're going to like this. I got an acorn squash. Do you know this could taste meaty too, just like eggplant? There's a good recipe, but my mom makes. She'll broil the egg. She'll cut it up. She'll leave the skin on. Wait till it gets ripe, and she'll take out the seeds, and then we'll broil it. And she'll put soy sauce on it or coconut enamosas. And she'll put sea salt, black pepper, a little bit of Parmesan cheese or nutritional yeast. It tastes so meaty. I put it on a bed of rice. Oh my God! I think this would work well with eggplant, and it's cheap. You said
what is it?
Acorn squash.
Okay.
Some of them are very, very sweet. Some of them are very mellow tasting. But when you cook it, it gets a nice char on it. It tastes so good with rice. You could put it, make it out of pasta sauce. You can do a lot with that. The next, I have coconut oil. We all know about coconut oil. I still use it. I still make things out of it. But I like it at Trader Joe's because it's cheap. This one is only $3.99. Okay, most of this, everything on this list was about $1.29 or $2.29. The only thing that was expensive was the coconut oil, the cereal, and the figs, the fresh figs. And also, I got coconut milk. This makes your plain oatmeal taste amazing. Like I wouldn't make any oatmeal. I would only make it with coconut milk, and it's really good in smoothies. It's very, very fattening. So a lot of people, the keto diet like this. A lot of vegans like coconut milk because it's just so dang creamy. It tastes amazing. Like I love coconut milk.
I never had coconut milk, but I've always heard it was like
I
really
always
good.
get the almond coconut milk blend.
Oh yeah, that's delicious. The next thing I got is sun-dried tomatoes. Okay, Joyce, so if you want a quick snack and you're thinking about pizza, if you want some fruit, get some sun-dried tomatoes. There's not as much sugar, and they're not oily. They come in a package like this, about 35 calories. It already has 4 grams of sugar because it's tomatoes, but if you put this with nuts, it's like pizza, or nuts and cheese. Or if you grill these, or you pan fry them and put them on an egg, or you put them with vegetables. Oh my God, they're so good. I always get them and I fry them up, or I put a little oil in them. Delicious, and you can eat them right out the bag. So yeah, you could try that. I got some more coconut milk, and the next thing I got is some salsa. I told you chips and salsa is my go-to, like chips and salsa, plantain chips and salsa. I don't have plantains today because, like I said, the hurricane's coming, every plantain chip in Trader Joe's is gone. That's how, and they're only $1.69 per big bag.
Yeah, they are good.
And then the last thing I got is what I realized that with cooking a lot, I use a lot of canned tomatoes. Lipocene is a good thing. And I get these because it's cheap. It's $1.50. Canned tomatoes are cheap at Whole Foods. They're cheap everywhere. If you just get regular canned plum tomatoes, and you can make so much stuff out of this. This is like my base for a lot of different things. My barbecue sauces that I make. It makes a good marinara sauce. Any type of sauce that you like with tomato sauce. And this is my mom. Even when I wasn't eating like this, my mom always has 3 or 4 of these with their tomato paste. Because you can make a lot of NC barbecue sauce with tomato paste, vinegars, and stuff like that. So this is just something I got real quick from Trader Joe's. All this stuff costs $34. Now, if I didn't get the figs, which were $4.99, and I didn't get the coconut oil that was about $3.99, I would have had room to buy like 6-7 more items at Trader Joe's. So that's why I say I love Trader Joe's when it comes to like quick stuff like this. And I love their can selection because you can make a lot of meals with this. So typically what I'll do in the morning, if I'm running late, Joy, I'll get a Power Bar, the RX bar, and I'll drink it with almond milk. You know what I'm saying? I'll take one of these, I drink almond milk, and that would be my snack or my breakfast. Or I'll eat this with 2 eggs because that's more protein, you know what I'm saying? And then like for a snack, I'll do this. I'll do some sun-dried tomatoes, some nuts, or I'll have the seeded crackers with the salsa for my snack. And for the figs, this is what I was going to tell you about with pork. Pork and figs is fabulous together. Like one thing that you should do, everyone should do, is watch the Food Network and watch the episode Chop. It'll show you what foods go pairings go together. And another thing, I'll just watch the Food Network just to get a glimpse of what you should eat, what goes together. That really, really helps. Yeah, that's just what I would get. But I don't spend that much money on groceries unless it's something that I really, really want. Like I really wanted some figs. Shopping for healthy food can be expensive, but it also can be cheap if you're savvy about it. Like always buy fruits and vegetables in season. If you buy stuff out of season, you're gonna spend a lot. You see what I'm saying? Like figs out of season are like $8.99, $10, and they're very hard to come by. So I would try to get fruits and vegetables that are in season, and just try to get. There's places you can go, like I said, like Aldi's, Lidl, to find cheaper stuff. So yeah, that's a little bit of my grocery bag, some snacks I got, and I don't know if I come back. I've been working on fig bars for the past 6 months. I've been making homemade fig bars that are vegan and gluten-free. I've made 4 of them already, but this time I'm going to try it with fresh figs, see how it goes, because I've been using dried figs. So that's just something that I've been trying to perfect, you know what I mean? So
So next time when you come back,
next time I
it's
come
gonna have
back,
a whole
I'm
meal
gonna
for
bring
us.
I'm gonna bring some samples of some big bars. I'm gonna bring samples of I make really good muffins. I make really good pasta salads. So next time I'm gonna come back and bring some stuff that you guys can try, so you would understand that I'm not joking. Like, this is real life. You know what I mean? So
y'all hear that? We're gonna have some food next time she come back.
all right.
Cause y'all know I like to eat.
Those prices aren't bad.
No,
I
they're
thought
really
it would be
not.
more expensive.
Oh, Joy, no, they're really not. I'm gonna start like saving my my receipts. The only thing bad, Joy, about this is that you're gonna be driving a lot because it's not gonna be one stop, one thing. Like, you know, how people love to go to Walmart, one stop, one shop. I don't do that because I love to grocery shop anyway. So I do kind of spend my time driving a lot from different stores. That's the only downside I can think of. But
mind if I open these?
yeah, go ahead. I want you to try one, and you tell me how it tastes. You can try one too, and I want you to try a sun-dried. I want you to try one of those bars because I want Joy to stop eating so much cereal. So you can,
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
but yeah, those come in beet flavor too. I wish I had those plantain chips, but
Yeah, I've tried the plantain chips before.
I'm trying not to bust the bag open. I'm trying to be nice, but
just get in there. Like, yeah.
I don't want them to. I don't want to bust it. So,
Okay.
if it looks like I'm struggling, I'm not. I'm just trying to be respectful to her bag. I just want y'all to know.
I wonder if there's a
AKA, I'm weak.
Oh, see,
I'm kind of worried
I don't
about
want to
your
waste her bag because I could bust it.
Right. I'm
But I
kind of
really
worried
don't
about
wanna-
these football predictions.
I really don't want to bust her bag, so I'm gonna just do this.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna take the apple. Do you like peanut butter?
No, I want peanut butter.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yes, peanut butter.
Oh.
I just want you to like try that too, and see what you think about the chips.
So did you have any prediction, or you're not into the NFL?
I'm not really into NFL. I know college football more than I know NFL, but I'm a basketball, boxing, UFC type of person.
Yeah, I asked her when we were doing our picks.
I don't
'cause
understand it.
I didn't want her to, you know, she was kind of sitting there. I was like, so do you watch football? She's like, not really the NFL.
Yeah, I'll pick the Steelers because I used to live in Pittsburgh. You want to try some? Oh,
It's actually not that bad.
yeah. And if you try it with salsa, there's some with salsa.
3-seed sweet potato crackers.
Here you go. You can try it with salsa.
They're not that bad, y'all. So, if you're looking for a healthy snack, I would definitely recommend that because I can actually see myself eating that. And I'm not big on. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't really been big on eating healthy. But I can see myself. I can actually see myself eating those.
Try some more with the salsa. I think with salsa it makes it taste better. It's not as seedy. Some of these things can be.
I'm definitely not a big salsa person. So
Really? Oh.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad.
Yeah. And then this is a sun-dried. I really want y'all to try these. I should have. So this is what I put a lot of my salads, pasta salads, and like meats because it makes it chewy and it has a good charred flavor when you cook it. So I'll let you have some first. And Food Line has the cheapest one of these. They're like $1.99.
Man, Joy, you missing out, girl.
And it has a
But she told you where you can go, so you can get them.
Those
you can
taste
pick some
really
up.
good cooked, and they're very good in flavorful sauces too. I like it in pasta sauces. On top of my sandwich, cooked down when I do that. And then this is Joy. This is the what do you think? It's a
That's
little
different.
tangy. Yes,
That's different.
It's different. So this is what I wanted to just break. Joy, this is what I was talking about, the RX bar that you could have in the morning. It's kind of chewy.
What is it called again?
The RX bar. And they also make their own peanut butters.
See, I feel indifferent about that.
You do?
Because I love peanut butter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not bad. It's not bad. I can taste how healthy it is. It's healthy. I can taste that.
Right.
And that would probably be something I'd have to like really get used to eating.
Yeah, because it has protein in it too.
And and then I can tell because there's no sugar in that. And I can taste that there's no sugar in it. And I kind of need sugar in my peanut butter.
One of our co-hosts that comes on every now and then, James Sanders, he actually said that nutrition side of fitness is what he struggles with because he loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch. He's actually, last time I talked to him, he's actually trying to get his certificate for being a personal trainer.
Oh, wow.
Now, these figs here.
I'm kind of scared for y'all to have one, but...
You eat though, so you can eat it like this?
They're... hold on, let me see. Before you get it, I know you don't eat healthy, but give it a chance. It's kind of like a guava. It has a lot of seeds in it. But just imagine what it could go in. These things are killer sweet. Like,
no, are we supposed to just eat it as is?
Yeah, eat it as, but don't eat the stem.
Don't eat that part?
Yeah, kind of rub it off because the skin's fleshy. This really goes good when you're baking goods or you fry them up. Oh my God, it tastes like maple syrup sometimes.
It smells like...
It smells like a plant. Oh, don't eat it from that end.
Kind of smells like I can't think of the word. Like it was just at the tip of my tongue. So eat it from this end.
Mm-hmm. You said which end?
That
from this end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See how it's fleshy. And there's 4 different types. I think 4 or 3 different types of fig. This is just black figs, but you have mission figs, you have tiger figs. Tiger figs are going to be more tangy. Mission figs are going to be more sweet. That's what you would find in a fig bar.
This, I don't know. It doesn't really have a taste. I don't really taste anything.
Oh, that must not be right then.
I don't know.
Does that one have a taste?
Do you?
Kind of tastes kind of like a pear.
Yeah. It's supposed to be really sweet. But sometimes you have to wait till it get almost purple or dark to eat it. But they can get really sweet, like blindly sweet. I mean, especially the dried figs.
Oh, so I'm supposed to eat the whole thing?
Yeah, except for the last stem. So it has a lot of fiber in it. Like figs are very fiberful. Yeah, and also if you eat dried figs, they're more delicious. But you gotta be careful about that stem because it could crack your tooth. It almost cracked mine. But yeah.
Let's see this.
But your friend
crack some teeth up in here.
If you do struggle with eating better, this is just a little promo for me. I do have a fitness challenge group on Facebook where we do like fitness challenges, and right now we're in between a fitness challenge. It's called the Body Transformation Challenge. It started Monday, but I did it Tuesday because yesterday was a drastic day. But basically, what we're doing something for 6 weeks where we swap 1 meal for a protein drink or a high protein salad. Then the next week we do it. First week we do it for the dinner. That's your dinner. Second week we do it for your breakfast. Third week we do it for breakfast and dinner. Fourth week, you know what I'm saying, just to get you on track on a diet. So we do little diets here and there to spark up a weight loss. Like the first person, Christina Bowen, when we did the pescatarian challenge, she lost 10 pounds straight off the bat. You know what I mean? Debbie, when we did our Green Talks challenge, she lost 1 pound in like a day because we did a 48-hour green smoothie challenge. So the Body Transformation Challenge, I mean, I've seen results, but the Body Transformation Challenge, it's going to be a really tell-all because a lot of people are excited about it. And it's easy to eat a protein drink or a salad, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys are struggling with eating nutritious and you want to follow a group that's focused on food and we're very, very receptive of everything, you guys can always add me on the group. And then sometimes healthy eating can be kind of like, oh my God, that's too healthy. But if you just focus, your taste buds will change. You just adapt a little bit of stuff. Because like you can just eat corn chips. I think corn chips are perfect. Like I love corn chips. You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh yeah, but all I can say is like cooking healthy probably tastes better than the healthy snacks. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I can definitely see myself eating on sweet potato chips, crackers, figs. I had to work my way up there. That's sun-dried tomatoes, I can do that. That
the protein bars.
The protein bar, I think I could get used to it. It will take me some time, but
I can
could
get you
used
some
to
that have sugar in it. That tastes better. I know this. I forget. I don't eat sugar that much, so this tastes sweet to me. But there's some that do have sugar in it, like agave. I'll bring some next time. I'll bring the Bob's granola bars. They're stuffed with like chocolate and peanut butter. I mean, they're for kids, but they're so good. And they have like agave syrup and brown syrup. So yeah, I'll give you some. This is a little bit what I would eat, but Bob's I eat every now and then. And I can bring you some paleo pies and I think you would like that better because they're like Debbie snacks, but for people that follow a good diet. Mm-hmm. So I think something like paleo you would like because it's meaty. It's like home food, like Debbie snacks, Twinkies, something that you really like.
Yeah,
I can bring that the next time to show you, and they're really cheap. I go to Sprouts and get those little snacks, but those to me are like my cheat days. But they're very good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody. I don't want to mispronounce the name, but they were like, "You look gorgeous."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's Naturaleza. You know them? Okay.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me.
I don't know who that is. Actually, I don't know.
But if we could, let's go back to what Nicki and Cardi thing.
Because we're kind of over, but we can wrap this up and everything. Because I wanted to go over two topics actually. The first topic was Nicki, and as I was stating, because like last week, we all know she was complaining about her sales and everything, and how Travis Scott bundled his stuff. But we all know that Nicki bundled her concert tickets with her album. So like I was like, how is she complaining about that? Mm-hmm. This week. We all remember, I don't know if it was MTV Music Awards or anything. She came out Molly, talking about what's good.
And
then somebody actually came, she was talking all this junk about Cardi, and she actually came up to her and showed her what's good, and she's ducking behind her bodyguard. And you have all these barbs defending her, say, well, she didn't want to look ghetto in front of these white people and stuff like that. Like, it just, like...
If you ask my opinion, from what I've seen in the video, Nicki Minaj looks scared. I mean, she's hiding behind the bodyguard. She's just kind of standing there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it just came off to me that it was more or less her... She looked scared than trying not to come off as ghetto or troublemaker or whatever the case is it may be between all the barbs and everybody trying to defend her. Now, if she said if she said anything about Cardi's parenting skills or her child or whatever, she says that she didn't. There are reports that saying that she did, which is what sparked everything. Cardi just had enough after that and just went after her. We'll never know.
But I think.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Nicki's not going to say that she did. So.
True.
But there was like no proof that Nicki said anything about Cardi as a mom or her child.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I couldn't find that either, Joy.
Because from what I looked up or whatever, I know she she was following these girls who said something about Cardi. But they were on whatever challenge Nicki Minaj was doing. And I think they said something about Cardi, and then now they're calling Cardi a hypocrite because she talked about throwing up this child, and she said he looked like a monkey, and this guy actually died.
I saw that.
But you got to understand, I mean, Cardi B, for lack of a better term, is ghetto. Yeah. I mean, she stays true to herself. What she's from. So it's like, I was watching what is it? State of the Culture, yeah, with Joe Budden and everything. I didn't get to finish it, but I agree with what Remy and the other chick. What's her name? I can't. Yeah, I can't remember her name, but I agree with what they were saying. I mean, Cardi has been in the music industry for a short amount of time. She's only been the girl with the #1 hit for what they said about a year, versus what she was for the rest of her entire life. So you can't expect her to know how to act differently and in situations that pop up just like that, just because she's up there now.
I don't think
I don't know.
That should be like how she's supposed. She lives her music. Like that was one thing that I respected about T.I. T.I. lived his music.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he went to jail. Like you respect people that actually come on records and speak their truth versus somebody that comes on records and speaking somebody else's truth. Because that's how Nicki Minaj looks to me right now. Like, I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan, and like I haven't been a Nicki Minaj fan since her mixtape days.
Yeah.
And the fact that she comes on her records, and like when I did my review of her mixtape and her last album and everything, like I remember I can't remember, it was like the middle. I can't remember what song it was, but she was like, "I know y'all listen to this in the middle of this, and y'all you're like." I see now why you she called this a queen, because I am the queen. I'm like, no, this is horrible. This album is horrible. Like there was sparks and everything, but she's not. She's saying all this stuff on her tracks, and then you get out in public and you hiding behind your bodyguard. I don't care.
I know, but
if you actually speaking this and you calling people out. Like the fact that she called all these people out, and then like her album didn't hit #1, and she's making all these excuses. That's basically.
But in my opinion, I feel like that's completely different. There's a difference. If she wants to bash someone on a track, Cardi can bash her back on a track. I just feel like there's no excuse for violence. There's a whole lot of rappers that came out the hood who knows how to act. Just speak your feelings and your emotion in your song. There's no point of translating it into physical activities. And I felt like if Cardi B had a problem with Nicki liking a comment, she could have just said something about it on that page. But there was no reason for you to go to an event with the intent to fight someone. Because she just made black women look awful.
Well,
like the perception that
she didn't actually go to intent of fighting her. They said that she approached her, and she the vibe that she was getting off from Nicki.
She just sensed but
they said she approached her at the table and saying. I think it said something like she told Nicki that she was tired of letting her get away with stuff and all that stuff, and then the fight broke out. But either or, that was not the event or place, or time to approach her. She had other opportunities. Y'all are both in the same industry. She had any time to approach Nicki in the studio or anywhere. She chose that event, and I just felt like it was for publicity. Because there's no reason to fight someone at a Vanity Fair event or Harper's or whatever it was.
If you don't mind me asking. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 30.
Right. So Cardi B is about to be 26, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I think she's 25, 26.
We're born me and Cardi B are born in the same year. So when people say that she's just young, that's not a good excuse. She's not 21. She's not 19, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25. She will be 26, the same age as me, because we're born the same year. So when I see people giving her all these excuses, like you said, Joy, I agree with you. You're at a Vanity Fair event, one of the highest events. If you don't have that market, you're not going to become global. You're not going to keep being famous. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when she acted like that, it is bad for black women because we're seen as stereotyped, violent, loud, aggressive. Because at your job, as a black woman, Joy, at our jobs, if we act like that at our jobs and we have someone that's conniving, but in secret, they're always going to look better because they're going to egg us on, and then we act violent, then we get in trouble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Cardi B, I understand where she's from, but she's 26 years old. That's my age, and I know we come from different backgrounds, but you have to learn what is the right time and how to adapt. That's the sign of a person that can make it in this world. You got to adapt. You can't die on that hill. You know what I'm saying? I think Nicki set her up. She just reeled out the tape and Cardi B just ate the tape. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't... I think when you get to that level of fame and you get to that level of Vanity Fair, there's a different way that those people fight. Beyonce fights like that too. She fights behind the scenes. You know, like blackballing Carrie Hilson. You remember that? Like, I don't think Beyonce would have fought her. Beyonce did it behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it, Joy. But I agree with you, Joy. I think there's a time and place, and Cardi B should just spit on the track. She should have beat Nicki at her own game like she's been beating her. She should just went and did a diss track. And I think that would have been better handled because now people are like, I bet Vanity Fair is like, we'll never invite someone like that to our event again.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
And then that is going to go over to like every event where everyone's going to be like, oh, she's not coming to my event.
Right. So,
I understand what both of you guys are saying. You know, you're right. There is a time and a place for everything. That definitely wasn't the time, nor was the place. But I agree. Well, I'm gonna say this. I feel like Cardi B has definitely and is definitely continuing to evolve into a better person because there could have been. I feel like there could have been so many times where Cardi B could have went and did exactly what she did at the Vanity event, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Especially when the rumors started flying about Nicki saying this and Nicki saying that about her. When Cardi B wasn't even worried about Nicki Minaj, she's worried about just trying to put the best music out that she can. And I feel like at some point, you know, as people, as human beings, everything, it comes to a head, and you can't always, you don't always know when something is gonna make you snap. You don't know. I mean, think about it. You could be at church, and somebody could say something to you, and you don't know. You could have been having the most crappiest week of your life, and they say that one thing to you, and you just snap. You're not gonna be thinking, oh, I'm at church. I'm in the house of God. Let me not act a fool. You gonna snap because that hits your point. That's that one thing that just makes you snap. And I felt like for Cardi B, that's what it was. It's been so much of Nicki saying this and Nicki doing this and Nicki saying that and Nicki doing this and this, this and that. And you know, Cardi's just been sitting back chilling, not entertaining it, not worried about it. And then she gets to this event, she hears that or whatever happens, she approaches Nicki, she's getting this really bad vibe, and later on in the night we get to this.
Do you think Nicki, that
Yeah,
really
but
happened?
I
Or
mean-
do you think it was media influence?
I definitely think media plays influence in all of it because people been wanting them to be. People been wanting them to
Yeah,
fight.
the media does create animosity, but I feel like it's up to these two women to decide where they want it to go. Yeah, I feel like Nicki has been taking like shots here and there on Cardi, especially the way I can't really think of the word, but it's kind of like discounting her success by saying her record or her label is paying for her songs or whatever or for her play. I feel like she is kind of discounting Cardi's success. But on the other hand, as I said before, I feel like Cardi could have made a diss track like Remy Ma did. She could have bashed her on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Because Cardi has been throwing shade at Nicki this year because she did it at the VMA Awards. And I feel like they've been throwing shade at each other. And though Cardi says she's not worried about Nicki, I feel like that's just a lie to pretend like she's humble. But I definitely do believe that Cardi B was always worried about what Nicki was saying. But again, from the reports I read, they said Cardi was the aggressor at the Vanity Fair Awards. And she shouldn't have approached Nicki, period. I just feel like all of that should have been left alone. If you're going to approach her peacefully in a respectful manner, but not in a I want to fight you, where they already brought the cards to the table.
Last things I want to say about this, and then we'll move into one more topic. James actually made a couple comments. The first one he said is Cardi is an adult. She acts the way she acts because she's chosen to, whether it's actually her or to uphold her image, she made a conscious effort to do so. And then he also said, and if we're talking about making black women look awful, Nicki nor Cardi should be the example. Oh, yeah. And then he also said, just because I can sympathize with somebody stomping a person out doesn't negate the fact that it's all still immature. Moving on to the next topic, I'm a big Nas fan and everything, and we all know the whole situation with him and Khalees.
Oh yeah, God.
Something that I heard, I forgot. I think it was on the Breakfast Club. I can't remember where I heard it, but it's usually when you see a man go out his way, the way that Nas did on his head, when he's actually genuinely trying to be in his child's life. Now, Nas has been quiet about this whole situation, and he's been taking a whole lot of stuff because Khalees came out and talked about he was abusive. And you had something like that. That's the key word when it comes to whenever you hear a guy was abusive to another female, to a female, it tarnished his image completely. And he was quiet through that whole time. And I heard somebody, actually the girl that's on Insecure, that was also, she used to be the BET host of the Caribbean show. For some reason I can't remember her name. She said after she heard that, she stopped. Nas is her favorite artist.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because she heard that, she could no longer listen to Nas. Nas was losing fans because of that. Because as soon as some female hear that a man was hitting a woman, they're done with that person, whether they hear that guy's story or not. Because most women, all they hear is the other women saying that. Mm-hmm. But go back to Nas' post, because he just went off because he was just tired of it. Did y'all read the post and everything?
Yeah, I read it. I was kind of upset because
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Joy, it's on. I can share it again. This girl I wrote it, and it was a long dissertation.
Yeah, it's on his Instagram.
It's on the black. I think it's 6 blacked out pictures.
7.
Underneath the comments, he posted.
It's
on
sad.
I mean, it's I can kind of relate to to not the abuse, the physical abuse that he had gone through dealing with her, but the mental and the emotional abuse, and being a father myself, it's crazy because in entertainment right now, you got the Time's Up movement, you got the Me Too movement. You got these movements going on where, all these women are coming out and they want to be, they're telling their stories, and it's great. But to be a man and to have someone to try to use those movements against you for their own personal gain, I don't know what that feels like. I would hope to never know what that feels like. But to understand his pain as a father and not being able to see his child for whatever reason, I understand that pain. And that pain, it sucks. Because just to know that there's people out here that will do things purposely to keep you from seeing your child, and you're trying to be in that child's life, is just, it's crazy.
Didn't she say that on the radio too, that she was getting abused?
It was an interview with the guy that does Shade Report. It was a video interview, and they were talking about it. I'm not sure if she did it on the radio, but that's where I first saw it. I forgot which artist it was, but his baby mother told their son that your father doesn't love you like he loves his other kids. He doesn't want to see you. I think the kid was like 6 years old. Like I'm trying to remember what artist it was, but like it's crazy that some of these women do this. Like you should not be telling a child that, because their mind is still developing, and that could lower their self-esteem that their father doesn't want them. But they're doing it out of spite because they're upset with the father and stuff like that. Like I think like I don't know how true it is, but I remember Bow Wow was saying that him and his baby mother just have an agreement that they don't like each other, but they're not going to interfere with him seeing his child and stuff like that. They don't mess with each other. Somebody brings his daughter to him, and they take them back. Like
I think that's how he said it.
I think that's
really?
Probably like the most mature thing is the fact that they know that they don't, but they're not going to. Even though like sometimes a child needs to see their kid, their parents interacting with each other and stuff like that, but at the same time,
not like that, not toxic.
Like it's toxic when you sit in there and you're degrading that person. Like most of the times, like depending, like they grow up hating their father and stuff like that, and like it wasn't their choice.
Yeah, that's true.
With Khalees and Nas, didn't they divorce in 2000, like late 2000?
I don't remember. It's been a while though. Yeah. It's been a long little while.
So why is she coming out now saying that he abused the child just for custody?
I think Nas said that he paid for her schooling, right, to get a chef. Then he said sometimes they would be back together.
Just so he can see his son.
So, yeah, because she would try to be like, okay, if you're with me, then you'll see your son. So they kept dealing with each other in a relationship side of way.
And I also think, because like a lot of people are saying is because like Nas, like even though Nas is like has this legend status, like he had messed up contracts in the future, but now he's been investing his money in getting all this money and royalty. So some people are actually saying it might be because like he has his name attached to a whole lot of stuff, and a lot of money's coming in right now for him.
Yeah, because she even asked for more child support. He said,
"Yeah, she did.
She's asking for more child support, but she wants to keep everything out of the courts because she doesn't want to go to court."
That's the thing. You guys think some people don't like going to court? I think court is beneficial in some cases. Do you think like some people are like no court?
I think if you're mature enough to be able to handle it outside of court, then that's fine. I don't see the need to go to court and to spend the money on the lawyers and the court fees and all that stuff, especially if you don't have it. Then if you're mature enough to handle it, to come to an agreement and stick to that, that's all well and good. You don't need to go to court. But if you have two people who can't, then yes, I think that it needs to go to court, because then you're going to have that back and forth, that arguing, and it's just gonna be bad for the kid or kids.
Yeah, because it hurts some guys there's some guys that actually want to be there for their kid and stuff like that. It hurts them because like if you have a baby mother that wants to hurt you and you actually giving money and you're not in the court system and proving that you're actually giving the money, like it can't hurt because like they will try to blackmail you and stuff like that. But like if you have the court system, sometimes it can protect you. Like me, personally, like I know between my mother and my father, like even though like I don't know what the whole situation with that, but I know that my father actually gave more. Like that's one thing I can say about my father and everything. Like he actually gave more than he was supposed to. Like he took care of me and my sister and stuff like that. So I can honestly say that. But like you do have some women that will just try to bleed a man dry and stuff like that.
Do you think it's because Khalees still wants to?
Because I think what Khalees is doing is wrong, because you're ruining his reputation, especially if it's not true.
Just
for custody.
Yeah, she must not.
From what he says, she don't care about nothing about his reputation and his feelings and him seeing his son. She just want to be able to keep his son away from him and get more money because he has more money coming in.
She got remarried or something.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what he said. She's married. She's like a whole
Wait, Khalees is married?
Yeah, that's what he said in the paper.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But do you think, well...
Yeah, her man would not be making money.
I honestly, I don't even think that would even matter if he was. I feel like she would still be doing the same thing, asking for more money, trying to keep Nas from seeing his son. Do you think she wants to see
his demise? Like, she has that much resentment where she just wants to... Like, because I know he said he wasn't faithful at first, and then in the post... And I was wondering, since she kept trying to get back with him to only see his son, is it because she wants him or just wants to see him demise? Like, because when I saw that Khalees abused, like, she was saying he abused her, I was like, oh my God, Nas, like, because you already cut off Fab. I was like, who else do I have to cut off? You know what I'm saying? Like, cancel. So when Khalees said that, I kind of believed her, but during the interview, it was kind of funny when she was sitting down.
They also said that they fought each other, though, at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
I mean, he kind of said something to the effect of, you know, having to defend himself. Like, he did say that, like, he had to defend himself, whichever way he had to. Whether that involves, like he said, them actually like fist fighting or him just holding her or her arms or grabbing her arms just to keep her from swinging at him or whatever. You know, it still doesn't make it right and when it comes to being physical on either side of that coin. Doesn't make it right, but at the same time, you can't allow somebody to just beat on you, as he was saying.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like if they had a relationship where they were both fighting each other, he shouldn't get a bad rep for that. If they were fighting each other, they both deserve the same amount of criticism.
Right.
But she can't come out now and try to. I mean, is she only doing this for his kids or just for the money?
I feel like it's for the money. I mean, I feel like it's more so for the money because she just wants more money from him. And then, you know, at the same time, she's probably getting a kick out of the fact that she's keeping him from seeing his son when he's supposed to and when he tries to.
James just said, court is where you find out just how disgusting a person can be. Also, in any domestic situation, the man is behind the 8 ball. Another person said adults need to be more mindful who they choose to start a family with. Understand love gets involved, but just because you love someone, that time don't make them a good parent to a child. Be patient, be mindful, and think things through before starting a family. You could potentially start a family with the devil.
Dang. And Khalees and them got married, right?
Yeah,
that's the worst thing. Cause
they actually she found out she was pregnant like during the time period that they were actually getting a divorce and everything too.
What?
Yeah. So it wasn't like they were still married at the time that she had the baby and everything. Like they were in the process of actually getting a divorce when she found out that she was pregnant.
Wow, that's...
But what the last person said actually makes it like there's a lot of girls like I remember like years ago, like I was talking to this one girl and like she was pregnant at the time and like the guy would not claim the baby the whole time and everything, and then when the baby was born, that's when they started claiming them and they got back together, started having trouble again. Actually had a second child by that guy and just repeating. So like, so it's like some like I'm trying to see how to actually put this. It's just crazy like how some situation like people will actually see a person at their worst and they still decide to have a child, and like it can't like I said, like these are young people that's mind still developing. And it can mess up their mind when their parents aren't on good terms, and you already know that ahead of time, basically. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, I come from experience, so, and I know, you know, you're not supposed, like, I know for me, in my situation, you know, I ended up in a relationship with the wrong woman. And we had a daughter. And, you know, looking back and being in that situation, I was very naive about all the warning signs that I saw. You know, I was head over heels in love, and at that time in my life, I felt like love conquers all. So no matter what we went through, no matter how many times we broke up and we got back together, I always felt like we were always getting stronger as time went on. And at the end of it all, you know, coming out of it and looking back on it, I realized that all those warning signs, all those breakups, all those arguments, all those, you know, disagreements that we had those were signs that were telling me I could still love this person, but I shouldn't be with this person. And for some people, you don't learn that until you go through the storm. So it's not always an easy thing. So I felt like with Nas, it was one of those situations, no matter how old you are. You know, sometimes you meet people, you fall into this trance, per se, of being with that person, and you lose yourself in that person. Yeah. And it's not easy, even though you see the warning signs, that person, because you lost yourself in that person, they have that control, that hold over you. And you get back with them, and you make mistakes. Now, what I do feel like is, once you realize that you have made a mistake, if you decide to go back into that mistake, then obviously you're not learning. Because even though it took me some time, and you know, once we got married and then we got divorced, but once we were going through that divorce, I realized, okay, I made a mistake. So I'm not going to go back to this person because this person isn't for me. So I feel like as a person, if you realize that you've made a mistake, then that's the first step in, you know, moving on. You got to move on. If you decide to go back, then there's a problem there. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to, because at that point, you know, you're going to have your friends and family around who are going to have, you know, they just want what's best for you. And I feel like if you're not listening to that part of you that's saying, okay, you know, you made a mistake, you got to move on, then I feel like you kind of gave up on yourself. Because you feel like this person is the only person for me, and no matter how wrong they do me, I'm just going to keep going back to them. And that's male and female. I feel like you're not trying. You just gave up.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I think that was perfectly put. And sometimes we really don't see stuff, and we only see stuff in hindsight. Like when we're actually with that person, I guess when you like kind of fall in love with them, it's just kind of hard to believe that they can show you something before and then they turn into someone completely different, but that other side still continues to come back. But we just want to see that good part. And it's kind of hard to just leave that relationship. But I do agree, we just have to listen to ourselves and learn from that.
And I feel like that's what Nas, you know, over the time, that's what he did. He realized he made a mistake in marrying her with whatever he was putting up with. He got the divorce, and he's been trying to move on with his life. He's been trying to be a good father to his son. Yeah. He's been trying to be a good ex-husband because he hasn't been throwing her under the bus. He hasn't been talking nasty about her. He hasn't called her out of her name. He hasn't done anything. But now it's gotten to the point where, you know, he done got fed up. And he's like, you know what?
He had to write a book.
You know, exactly. Like, I'm losing. I lost fans because of you. He's probably lost endorsements, contracts, whatever the case may be. Because like Darnell said in the beginning, once you hear abuse in a man, then regardless of what, you know, even if the man is trying to get his side of the story out or whatever, it's bad, 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 bad.
You know what Nas said that made me think? The first thing he said in his paper, he said, I saw you. I think did he say he shouldn't have talked to her, but she was so beautiful? Yeah. He said he knew he shouldn't talk to her, but she was so beautiful. That's what he wrote in the opening. Yeah. So it's kind of like, when I read that, I was like, Nas kind of knew, but because he was so attracted to her, he just said, forget all these bad qualities, I'm going after, like, you know what I'm saying? When I saw it, I was like, oh, crap. I do the same thing. Like, you think everything that glitters is not gold, you know what I'm saying? And when I said that, it's like kind of what you said. He wasn't really, like, thinking about himself. He was like, oh, I got to get her, you know what I mean? And when he said that, I was like, oh, well, he knew kind of, but he was blindsided by her beauty. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Like, we all fall guilty to that, because, like, I remember, like, it was actually last year. Like, there was this one girl that I was talking to. Like, I saw all the signs, and I was still chasing her and stuff like that. Yeah, we ended up not being on good terms. Like, the girl that I'm with now, like, I'm kind of glad that I ended up with her. But yeah, you see a lot of potential in somebody, and you want them to fulfill that potential, and you put your mind in that denial state whenever you see all those signs. And, like, I'm a big person on signs and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, I question it a lot of time, like, because, like, I'm a big person on signs. Because, like, even, like, with her, like, I saw a post with her, and that's the reason why I invited her on the show. Like, I told her I'm a big person on signs.
Oh, yeah.
I told her I'm a big person on signs. I was like, yeah, this just made me feel like, yeah, I need you on my show. Just by her post. Like, so, like, I'm a big person on signs, but, like, with that person, I ignored everything for some reason. And my friend continuously told me, stop talking to that girl. Stop talking to that girl. She went over and over, stop talking to that girl. She was just like, it's just too many bad vibes. I was like, no, she just going through some stuff right now. And so I made all these excuses. So, like, it just seemed like when you're trying to attract the opposite sex or trying to get that other relationship, it's like that person can't do no wrong, and you just have that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And you block out everything.
Yeah, because you know, for me, I had friends, I had family. It was just like, yo, what are you doing? Like, leave. Go the opposite way.
What would it took for you guys to? What would it took your family member to say for you? Do you think it's so strong that whatever they said, could it have took something for them to say for you to just be like?
Well, my friend said everything, and then, like, I actually had out of body, like, sometimes I have out of body experience, and, like, I was like, if somebody came to you and told you that this person was doing that, you would told them to leave. So why are you still constantly trying to talk to this person?
Dang.
For me, because the type of person that I am when it comes to relationships, and at that time, now I'm totally different, but at that time, there wasn't anything that you could tell me that was going to deter me. Dang. Because I was the type of person where I would literally, like, you can do, like, the worst thing to somebody else, but I would see the good in you. Even if that person didn't deserve it, you just did something. I'd be like, I'd see the good in you, and I would be like, you wouldn't do that to me, and that's how I was. So when it came to her, it was just like, you know, my family, specifically my mom, a lot of the times is like, she's not the woman for you. She's not the woman for you. And you know, at first my excuse was, oh, this is my mom. You know, she's not gonna think any woman's good enough for me. You know, and so that's what I kind of just threw it off to the side. But then I started having my friends tell me that. You know, my dad was telling me that, and it was just like, y'all just don't like her. But y'all don't have to deal with her. I do, so it don't matter what y'all think. You know. But now, if I, you know, being with the woman I'm with now, you know, I've just been getting nothing but good vibes from her. My family likes her, friends like her. So it's like, you know, I look for, because I didn't do it the first time around, what my family has to say and what, like, my friends who are most important to me has to say. I really take that into consideration in making my decision, because it's just like before, you know, I lost friends. You know, me and my family weren't on good speaking terms, and yeah, like it got bad. So now it's just like, you know, if my family approves and my closest friends approve, then I'm like, okay, well that's good signs. But I also look and make sure that I'm seeing all the good signs. You know, and if something's not right, you know, before as to where I really wouldn't speak up, I just kind of, you know, look over it. And now, you know, I'll be the first one to be like, hey, what's this? What's going on? You know, I'm more vocal now. So it's coming out of something like that will definitely change you.
Well, we got to wrap it up on everything. It was very, very, very good discussion. I had one person, they saying, what's it, no more drama. Yeah, that's her name on Facebook. Saying stop getting in these relationships because of lust. Take time out to know each other. Father is very important to a child. His part of their identity. A woman that loves her child will put her feelings aside and let the child continue to be with the father. Also, a real man doesn't put his hands on a woman. James Saunders is basically saying, I have no patience anymore when it comes to relationships. And that's kind of, I feel like it's kind of sad when people get to that point. Because, like, I honestly did, with the last person I talked to, I almost got to that point where I was just like, I don't want to talk. But, like I told you, I believe in signs. And the girl that I'm talking to now, like, we click so well. Like, I just had to, like most people, like, I've been saying this on this show and everything, like, my mom and my dad, like, they all constantly ask me, how come we never meet the person that you're dating? How come we I said, like, I don't want to introduce y'all to somebody that I don't think, like, I see a future with. And, like, this is the first person I introduced to both of them. So, like I said, I believe in signs, and, like, I told her, like, yeah, my parents don't get to see the person I date, and, like, I'm introduced her, so, like, she knew that I was being serious and stuff like that. But yeah, I almost got to that point where I was just like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna go back to my old ways. But yeah, we're coming up to the end of the show. We probably have a show talking about relationships and stuff like that. It's a good conversation. But give out your social medias and everything, how people can get connected with y'all and stuff.
We'll let you go first.
Okay, well, you can connect with me on, I have my food Instagram, which is the Fit Savvy Coach, at the Fit Savvy Coach, and I have my fitness page, which is at Fit Vibe. That's FITVIBE, and then my regular Facebook page, and then my other Instagram page, which is more like fitness, and for me personally, is at CottonBalls15. That's the social media I have right now.
All right, y'all know where y'all can find me. Twitter, Instagram, Snap, at KingCancer_1914, and on Facebook, Brian McClain. Look me up. We still got our fan pages coming soon?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have the fan page soon for each of the co-hosts for the show, and once I get that up and running, I'll let y'all know about that. What about you, Joy? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at creativities_88 on Instagram, and on Facebook at JoyDees.
Okay. All right. And with me, everything is ill_Mackenzie. And on Instagram, we do have the quarantine_vision for my photography part and visual part, and then quarantine_radio. For the radio side and everything. That's where you get all the updates and everything. We also have a Twitter, ill_Mackenzie and Quarantine Radio, all one word for Twitter. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're actually running out of time because, yeah, it was a real good discussion, and I appreciate Vianka for coming on the show, giving her insight and everything. Make sure you hit her up if you have any fitness questions or questions about eating healthy. She was very knowledgeable and everything. I appreciate her coming out with some of the stuff that she said. I had learned a lot and everything. I'm probably going to have to listen back to this episode to actually gain all that, write down a couple of things and everything. But yeah, make sure that y'all hit her up, and we'll try to bring her back on the show. Because somebody wants to have a feast.
I'll make food.
Yeah, you know, and I'm going to put this out there, you know, for the guests who come, and definitely if you guys want to promote, you're coming to promote anything, you know, bring some items for us, you know, whether it be food, you know, books, magazines, whatever you're promoting, bring it up here. You know, treat your co-hosts, your interviewees, verse, whatever you want to look at.
And
I ain't ashamed to ask.
Most likely, we are going to have to reschedule Thursday. I was really looking forward to chopping it back up with J. Rel, but we have the hurricane coming and everything. Most likely, gonna wait to see how everything looks Wednesday. I already told him. Yeah, we're most likely, because I haven't started scheduling things for October yet, so we'll see how that goes and probably try to reschedule them for October. But once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. This show has been Quarantine. We'll see y'all hopefully next week. All right.
Hey, this is Nola out there. You are now rocking with Il McKenzie right here.
Yo, what up, world? It's your man 504 Detroit. You already know every Tuesday and every Thursday I'm tuned in to the hottest radio station across the land, Quarantine Radio. They push it down and they play all the hottest new music. Let's get it.
It's your boy Gabe, and I want to give a big shout out to Quarantine Radio. Make sure you check them out every Tuesday and every Thursday. And thank you for supporting my new single, Down Low.
I want to hear that new soul-free wisdom on Quarantine Radio.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the kid Swift, baby. Young Swift. One time for the check-in with my dog, my homie, Il McKenzie. Straight out of ATL, Georgia. And you know how we rocking out here, baby. Let's get it.
Tried being humble, humble get no respect.